August 1st. Just under the wire. Because tomorrow's the 2nd.
Is it?
Today's the 1st. Stands to reason. So hopefully everybody out there in Schnozzlandia.
Yeah, because they're schnozzronis in Schnozzland.
They are. Schnozzroni sounds like a fantastic pizza topping. Double cheese, double crust, and extra helping of Schnozzroni, please.
Does the schnozzroni come with a side of marinara?
I hope it comes with a side of ranch at least.
Oh, yes.
Anywho, hopefully everybody out there is doing well. We are once again in the fabulous Bader compound, broadcasting from 70 floors below sea level. And we have a little bit of artwork on the wall.
Yeah, you're not getting down here. Once the hatch is sealed, Schnozzcast Studios opens for no one.
That's true. Trapped like rats.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, so you are getting the Wayne in the shot?
Oh, he's in there.
Okay. Well, you'll have to let us know if there's any Letterkenny fans who chime in the room.
If there's anything else you need in the shot, let me know, because I think between about the 2-inch mark off the carpet and the 15-inch mark off the carpet, there's some open space. So we can put something right. That's where I typically like to hang my pictures.
Oh, we're going to need the Kid Rock sign.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah, right below
just
that.
Everything.
And I could see your shot from here, and that's exactly you're right. 2.5 feet off the floor.
Yep.
Perfect. You can see it right there.
People are going to be like, what kind of psycho hangs pictures 2.5 feet off the carpet? This guy right here in the Schnozzcast studio, because we're in a shot.
Those are the smallest Kid Rock fans in the world.
Corey's also requested that I redo some flooring behind him. He said it's not aesthetically pleasing, so I'm going to get on that next time.
It's not aesthetically pleasing?
No.
That probably makes more sense than it should.
Need a cough button.
We do need a cough button. Well,
we have them over here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just got to give us heads up. Like,
just give us the wink and the gun, the hey, how's your
some
father?
sort of expectorant visual.
As I try to hold the coffin.
I've got a cough.
Something like that's a cough.
I've got a cough, fellas.
Yeah.
No one will see that in the video.
Yeah, no. It's
And then we'll just hit your little button.
Totally discreet.
And you stop talking.
Speaking of which, I do have to tell you guys, I forgot to turn on the sound until about halfway through the song. So.
All right. Well, better to get those mistakes out of the way real quick.
Yeah, I can fix it in post.
It's only uphill from there.
Going around the table.
Yep. This is Bob. Thank you very much for joining. To my left, the inimitable Mr. Nick Bader.
Well, how are you, sir? And how's your family?
My family's excellent.
That's fantastic to hear.
My kids are working out there, adding value.
Yeah.
Bringing home the bacon, fried up in the pan.
Fuchsia hairing it up.
Sure. Not getting fired for that fuchsia hair?
No, of course it's Jets.
Oh, we're not naming places of business, are we?
Little Caesars.
Exactly.
Pizzapopolis.
Hot and ready.
There we go. We're just
naming
random pizza places.
That's where I like to go.
No one knows.
And I don't know how but if I go, and over there is Mr. Cory Selesky.
Oh, hey.
Hey, whoa. I just assume we're on the left, in a left-right configuration of the cameras. So it probably looked awesome. So if you actually stretch out your left hand, you'd probably touch Cory's nose.
Ugh. I did that by accident one time.
Yeah. Went through a half-gallon hand sanitizer on the way. All right, so housekeeping for this week. We have surpassed 3,500 downloads on Podbean.
Ooh.
And episode 78, I know we're on 84 right now. I'm in a perpetual state of catch-up, but trying to make some good headway this week. Episode 78 is available right now, so if you're interested, if you didn't catch it the first time around, or you want to listen to it again because it was so fucking good, you can go out to iTunes.
As always.
You can go to iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Why do you have Switcher in your notes?
Whose notes?
These are from Cory.
Oh, I was probably thinking of the Switcher Studio.
Switcher on the brain. Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play Music, and very soon Pandora, and available on your Alexa apps everywhere. You can also follow our social media at Instagram at Schnozzcast, Facebook at Schnozzcast1. And
whoa, hey.
Yeah.
Slow it down there, bud.
Oh, sorry. You're okay.
Yeah, he's somersaulting words across the screen. They're doing jumping jacks and all kinds of crazy zany things.
You can follow our social media pages on Instagram at Schnozzcast.
People are going to think we have like learning disabilities if we go this slow.
You just give me the high sign when you're ready. I'll go to the next one. Okay. Facebook at Schnozzcast1. That's the number 1. And on YouTube at Schnozzcast Podcast.
Ah, correct.
Make sure you don't confuse the high sign with the cough sign because we might not know him. It might mute you on accident.
And if you wanted to send us an email, which we would welcome with open arms, with your existential questions or your relationship problems you want us to solve, email us at schnozzcast@gmail.com. And that is housekeeping for the week.
That sounds good to me.
It just always sees you. Okay, done. Done with housekeeping.
That is that.
All right, so let's jump into some booze news. Does anybody have any? I've got a couple I can go through. Actually, let me do this real quick, and then Cory, if you've got one, you can jump on afterward. But this specifically, I had you in mind when I saw this.
Oh, gee, thank you.
Yeah,
He was in the shower, cleansing.
fast food chains have gotten into the aroma game, the scent game. What would you call it?
We don't know what you're talking about.
Scents, smells, aromas, like colognes, perfumes.
Oh.
Aromatics.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Like
Were you aware of this?
Parfumes and
Parfums?
parfums and toilet water?
Eau de
Eau de
toilette.
toilette. This week KFC debuted a new line of $60 Crocs. Right down your alley. Sorry, up your alley, Cory.
$60 Crocs? Jesus Christ.
But they look and smell like fried chicken.
So
you know where that money went.
How do they smell like fried chicken? How do Crocs smell like fried chicken?
I did not get that deep into the article, but in 2016, they had already debuted chicken-scented candles in New Zealand. So this was a natural progression from that. Let's just go to Crocs that smell like the food that we're serving.
This reminds me of the article about the vagina candles, remember, that we talked about?
Yes, we did.
Was it Janine Garofalo?
Bite your tongue. Apology. Janine Garofalo, I know you're listening. Apologies. Who he meant to say was Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yes.
For Goop.
Sounds
way
the
off.
same.
That was way off.
They look entirely alike too. So
Well, I haven't personally inspected the Goop of either.
Oh, moving right along. Back in 2015, Burger King did hold a one-day sale of, in quotes, flame-grilled fragrance in Japan for $41. And in 2012, 110 lucky fans got free Eau de Pizza Hut perfume, which smelled like hand-tossed dough.
These are objectionable odors that the people that work at pizza places come home and shower so they don't smell like that.
I was gonna say we know a couple people actually that
We do.
have that
But dogs love it.
Maybe
natural scent to
Dogs love it. You come home and they're like, oh my God, you're the greatest thing I've ever seen.
You could slice day-old hot dogs and put them in your pocket, and dogs would love you.
You smell like schnozzaroni.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, Cory, sorry, did you have one?
Yeah, I got another booze news story for you, right up your alley, Bob.
All right. Hit me.
The Japanese are at it again with their robots.
No.
Bob is part Japanese.
Oh, God.
Japanese baseball fan enters empty stadium via robot.
Hold on. Is this a drone? Was he dropped in from the sky?
Like Mission Impossible?
No, it's actually like a remote-controlled ground drone that they attached a tablet to, and he was able to basically FaceTime over the tablet and control it to be able to go around the stadium.
But those stairs were difficult.
The empty stadium. Or are they populating the stadiums in Japan? I know in America we don't. We fucked up enough to where now we're playing empty stadiums. But maybe in Japan, they let people into the games.
So they have the teams there, obviously, and
I would hope so.
Sure, of
Hard to have
course.
a game without them.
The baseball game's really boring with just watching a field.
I just kept waiting for someone to take the mound, but it never happened.
And then it looks like they have apparently cheerleaders are a big thing in baseball over in Japan.
You don't say.
I like it.
But basically they're doing these giveaways to give people special access via these drones that they can come in and tour the stadium and talk to the cheerleaders and players via this robot.
That wouldn't be creepy.
Trying
to be the top of the pyramid,
interested.
and this thing comes.
Top of the pyramid.
So, how long you been cheering?
That's gymnastics, is it not? Well, I guess technically cheerleading is like a big sport now. Where
Oh yeah, they go to the top of the pyramid.
okay,
I was never a tosser myself. I never did it. I was always one of
I
the
don't know if
base.
I'd put that on the internet forever, but you just did apparently.
Right.
So, and the other crazy thing in here too is not even talking about the robots, but how many games are in a regular MLB season?
162. God, I'm probably way off.
So, in Japan, it says they have halved their season to 120 games.
There's no way there was 240 games in a season in Japan.
In
though?
Japan,
That's a lot of doubleheaders.
I was going to say
A lot of night games.
that's several days of doubleheaders like back to back.
Yeah,
So I found that quite interesting.
maybe they don't have days off in Japan.
Either you couldn't if you're doing 100 or
It's
200
365 days in a year. You're only getting then what you said? Did you say 240?
240. Yeah,
Yeah, you're getting 100 days a year plus.
that's about it. Yeah.
If you play one game per day when you play. Maybe I'm off with the 162. I thought it was 162 games.
I think that sounds about right. Let me.
Hold on, guys. I'll break this tie. Hold on.
Okay, you got it.
Yes.
Guess what?
162.
For sure.
Yes.
No, I have no idea.
Oh, come on. I'm taking a victory lap anyway because why not? All right, while you're looking that up, is anybody here a fan of The Far Side? Like I was?
Yeah.
Love The Far Side. So Gary Larson is the comic strip artist.
No, I think you're wrong, sir. I think it's Matt Groening.
It is not Matt Groening. I'm groaning at your.
Am I Matt
At your
Groening?
wrong, yeah. So Gary Larson retired. It's been quite a few years since he's been retired, but recently, apparently, he had a website going back several years ago where he would put like the Far Side cartoon of the day. You could go back through like the last couple of weeks. So for fans, they would always go there, and you could order a little bit of merch, all the books you could buy. But recently, in the last couple of weeks, somebody gave him a tablet, and he started playing around with this tablet, and he's always had like a love-hate relationship with his pen, I guess, and he just had no idea that now in 2020 there were that many new developments in the software where you could have a tablet and it gave him so much more freedom, and he really kind of got interested in like, I can't believe I can do all this now. This is pretty amazing. So he started drawing new cartoons, and it's up on his website. If you go to thefarside.com, there's a new stuff segment where he's not doing regular stuff. He's not going to be syndicated anywhere. He's just fucking around, just exploring what he can do with this new medium and this new method for drawing strips. And he's got a couple that are up there. But as a Far Side fan, I was pretty excited.
That's awesome.
Decided to bookmark it. So if you are as well, go out there and take a look at it, and hope you enjoy that. So, sorry, back to you. So we're 162 games, but you said 240 was the normal
240
season.
in Japan.
Right, in Japan.
162 though is the regular season here in the States.
Okay.
And just so everyone's clear, we're not a sports podcast.
Yes. But we revel in getting stuff like that right.
Correct.
It is
Despite not
it is a factual podcast.
Well,
That's why
Always.
that's why I said what I said.
all right. So he's. Do we? When you see cheerleading competitions, that's when you see the pyramid. That's where you see all the flips and the
Right, correct, yeah.
backflips and whatnot.
I don't
But-
think you rarely see them like at high school football games where they're like,
Yeah.
let's go to the top of the pyramid right now.
They might do that stuff at the halftime show, but when you're a cheerleader for like in the NBA, in MLB now, in Japan,
The Men in Black?
MLB.
Oh, I thought you said MIB.
I don't think they're doing pyramids. I think they're doing your standard like high school football game cheers and stuff, right?
Well, I will say high school football game cheering is way more intense than just like professional cheerleading.
But they might do like 1 or 2 pyramids.
The girls are much more limber,
game, right?
They can take a fall from the top.
I mean, way more. I mean, there's no pyramids going on, and which before anyone even says anything, yeah, I understand it's a strenuous process. I've seen the TV shows of all that. Oh, become a Dallas cheerleader.
Yeah,
but,
it's not easy.
Right. I'm not saying it's easy to do so, but I'm saying as far as like, what is actually done during the game.
Oh, I think you could do it no problem.
They don't do it in a professional.
I'm saying you. I don't think you'd have any problem getting.
Of course not.
Oh, I think he'd be a base.
No, I'm what they call a flyer. Yeah, you should see me get up there.
I'm trying to picture you going through the airline.
No. I feel like I would feel some sort of gravitational pull.
I'd be at the edge of my seat every time. Like, no one's going to catch him. What's going to happen?
Their arms are breaking off like kindling.
You guys have never seen my double backflip.
I know they padded those floors on the exhibition area, but I don't think they padded them enough.
Yeah,
That looked really painful when he hit.
Ooh!
Oh God! Oh God!
Subscribe. Happens every time.
Subscribe to this series.
So yeah, I don't think the professional level cheerleading is they're doing all that kind of crazy stuff.
I get the feeling that, especially for like NBA, I feel like they're. I don't want to. I feel like if I call them eye candy, I'm going to be impugning the sport. But they're definitely not. They all have a certain, a certain look, a certain body type. I mean, clearly they are discriminating. It's not like anybody can go like, oh, I can be the base and I can flip people all day long.
Now,
I got the. Also, they're like, Cindy, you are a little too.
Yeah, not like Gert can show up.
Gert.
Why can't I be one?
Yeah, they do discriminate. So I feel like it's to distract your attention from the game a little bit. Not necessarily like, ooh, look at that pyramid or look at that flyer. Look at that bearded flyer tumbling through the air.
Hey guys. Hey boys.
No, so would you have the spangly outfit with a V-neck sweater?
Yeah.
With no shirt underneath, just your little medallion right about here.
No spandex underneath my cheerleading skirt either.
Yeah.
See the whole fruit basket during that.
This is the part of the audio podcast where the listener gets to paint a picture in their mind of what that might look like.
I think, on the contrary, this is the part where they turn their device off.
No, where they're literally, right now they're scratching their chins going, I wonder what Cory would look like in a V-neck sweater.
Absolutely fucking amazing.
In a skirt with whole fruits flying everywhere.
just like a trip to the fruit market.
That's right. Whole Foods has got nothing on me.
It's like a little canary stuck in a giant bush.
All right, I've got one more.
How'd you know I call him Toucan Sam?
Right.
I've got one more Booze News article, which I can go through real quick. For music fans, they're missing the summer concert schedule. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
The concert series aren't happening. Big gatherings like Lollapalooza and Outside Lands, or I'm trying to think of other ones.
Faster Horses.
Sure, that's a band, right?
No, it's not, Bob. It's a festival, okay?
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's speed metal music? Is that what that is?
Yes.
No.
Oh, it's Faster Horses, right? Speed metal. It just
Close.
makes
Very
sense.
close. Very close.
It just makes sense.
It's a lot of wild Mustangs.
So starting this weekend, Lollapalooza is broadcasting on YouTube over 4 nights. So you can't go to Lollapalooza, but you can watch it.
I don't know if I'd like that.
I mean, if you miss concerts, I would rather watch it than not go and not watch. Right?
like-
I'll take what I can get.
It's like watching Lilith Fair.
Yeah, so there's not quite the concentration of female acts at Lollapalooza that you might find at Lilith Fair.
Okay.
Was that okay?
Yeah.
All right. I kind of danced really gingerly around those words. But so it's a 4-night broadcast event. It's on YouTube. More than 150 performances and appearances. This is not we're not sponsored by anybody, much less Lollapalooza, but I thought this was pretty cool. Going all the way until August 2nd, which is tomorrow. So if you are watching now and you're into music, you can head out and watch it at least through tomorrow and catch the end of it. I don't know if they're going to, archive all the past performances, but it's LCD Sound System, Chance the Rapper, Metallica, Paul McCartney, a bunch of other people. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Quite the lineup there.
quite the line. They always have a pretty good lineup, but you can go do that, and you won't have to deal with having to stand in line for a porta potty or walk through strewn vast amounts of garbage on your way to the front of the stage.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the
Part of
greatest
it.
parts of going.
Part of the experience.
Yeah.
I would say no.
Oh, what's this used condom doing in my flip flop?
And this other used condom that I just found here. It's totally a different brand than the used condom that I stuck in my flip flop before I left the house.
Hey guys, look!
They match.
They're much better than socks.
Oh, one of them was a sock.
Keep your feet dry and moisturized.
Yeah.
All right, so that's booze news for the week, ladies and gentlemen. I have a new segment that I would like to introduce to piggyback off of what Cory talked about in his booze news.
Wait, are we doing this segment on the fly here? Or
on the fly.
Just popped in the head.
Well, not today, but in the last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you? If I well, I told you about it earlier before we started, but do you need like time to develop some sort of a button that you can press to introduce it, or that comes next week?
That'll be next week.
All right. So, as our listeners know, I think I'm alone in my trepidations and fears about robot uprisings. Robots that are getting smarter and smarter every day and eventually going to reach the point of self-awareness and rise up and kill us all. So I'd like to introduce the first segment for Killer Robot of the Week. So to piggyback on what Cory was talking about, did you know, fellas, that the latest scary thing that's coming around is a new flapping drone that can take off and hover and swoop like a bird?
Amazing.
Developed this drone with wings, and they're called ornithopters. They're flying machines based on the design of a bird's body and method of flight. Right now, the drones that we know about that are delivering your pizza and dropping off your Amazon packages, flying fireworks for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
They rely on propellers and static wings. But these actually do the wing flapping to generate thrust and look like birds. And you can go to YouTube and watch a video for an ornithopter. That's ORNITHOPTER, to see this very fucking terrifying video
Common spelling.
of one of these things flying around. I don't know if he's going to show it here while we're going, but all I could say is,
You know, platypus is ornithorhynchus.
beg your pardon.
Yep. It's true.
Care to repeat that?
Ornithorhynchus.
Ornithorhynchus.
Mm-hmm.
Can you spell that?
No.
That's the platypus.
Yeah.
Well, the platypus is a mixture of
Like a beaver and a duck.
and a duck.
So that would make sense.
The
if it had-
ornith would be the duck part.
Yep.
And the thorhynchus, that's the beaver part.
Would have to be.
Okay. Trying to think of a thorhynchus joke, but nothing comes to mind. Cory, any beaver jokes? Sorry.
What did the beaver say when he bumped his head?
Thorhynchus?
Damn!
Ornithorhynchus.
Ornithorhynchus? All right.
Thorhynchus.
That's less funny than thorhynchus. It's also farther away from sphincter.
That is also true.
So, yeah, honestly, the reason why I want to do this segment is that when I really thought about it and I took a look out at Google, I'm like, there are so many terrifying killer robot stories that this has to be a regular segment. I need to share my pain and my
Does
fear
it?
with the audience, who probably feels the same way that I do, and not so cavalier like Cory and Nick.
I've seen those the ornithopters before. They're really cool.
Are they cool?
Yeah.
Or are they
look very
utterly terrifying?
They look very lifelike.
Yes, that's my point. The more lifelike it is, the more terrifying it is.
Well, you know they're out there already.
Yes, but now we're adding a new species out there that when robots become self-aware and determine that we are the problem, now it could be a bird or it could be an ornithopter coming to kill you.
It's true.
You're just not going to know.
They all have one state of consciousness, and they just join.
Yeah, they're taking their orders from a hive mind.
Yep.
So sleep tight, Schnozzeronis.
Easy enough.
Yep. We do have to make a. You know what? I may pirate that sound that I put on the button for you, where you're like beep beep boop boop.
Oh, we could do something better.
I may do. If you want to do something better than that, that's great. I'm just saying I like what you did already.
Okay.
So I think I can use part of that. So that's Killer Robot of the Week. Sleep tight, Schnozzeronis.
Are we going to really stick with the Schnozzronis thing?
Introduce something else,
fuck.
Cory. Introduce something else that sounds better, and we will adopt it.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. All right, so we are at roughly 25 minutes in, so I'm going to go grab some booze. If you are listening out there, and it is a Saturday night, you're probably watching us. Where do you think they're watching us from, Nick?
On a night riding lawnmower with a headlight.
Okay, and it's
Mowing the back 40.
and doing some yard work on top of that.
Well, I mean, just because the sun went down doesn't mean you can't do yard work.
That is true. You might annoy the neighbors, especially after 10 p.m.
Well, you could be up north.
You could, on your own parcel of land,
Yep.
far away from the prying eyes.
Perhaps in the great city of Asable.
That's very close to Ascoda, as I recall.
Very close.
Cory, what do you got here?
Oh, nothing I like more than a grainy 1990 video.
Oh, this isn't the new.
This isn't
Were
new
we-
anything. There's nothing new about
Were we
this.
that? Were video cameras that bad in 2006?
No,
Apparently.
That looks horrible.
there's no way.
That looks like my high school graduation video from 1988.
Well, while on the audio podcast, Cory searches Google and YouTube. Bob's going to go ahead and grab us some shots. I do not personally have any booze news for this week, but I did see when I was listening to Drew and Mike, they had a pretty hilarious article about I think it was in Russia or Austria, where a guy purposely knew he had to he had a certain BM coming and knew he had to break wind and ran over to two police officers that were standing on patrol and broke wind in their direction and was arrested on the spot.
I will fire to your general direction.
Was arrested on the spot for, I think, basic public indecency. And the officers had made comment that, our officers specifically don't like being farted at in their direction. I'm like, I don't know anybody that wants to be farted in their direction. So that
If only Officer Flanagan was on shift. Now he loves that shit.
So that's credit to Drew and Mike because they were able to pull it up. They had it today. But the fact of the matter was, I found it so hilarious. And Drew was like, "Do we have something like that? Could we? If you're having a bad day as an officer, and you're sitting there. I mean, could you find something, some kind of charge? Do you think that? I don't know. Is there any kind of statute about that? If you walked right up and did it. I mean, at this point in time with coronavirus, there might be something that you could do. But I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know. I feel like
Some may call that freedom of speech.
hard pressed to take that to court.
Speech is not the word you're looking for.
Well, I like what you're saying, but I don't like how loud you're saying it.
I don't like the way you said it. All right. So if you've got something now, please join us. We're going to do a shot. Here's to 3,500 downloads, boys.
3,500 downloads.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Rusty Rake.
Wowzers.
I almost feel like Corey's like, can I get a bottle of Fireball? Do you have any that's next to like a boiler room? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll take that one. Could you microwave it for a minute?
Just ask for a bottle of Fireball. That's all you can do.
I think it's some kind of psychological mind games that he's playing with us. Like, if I constantly, when it's my turn, bring really hot Fireball, then they won't want it to be my turn very often, and they'll just start bringing their own because theirs will be cold.
No, he's doing what I do, which is you wait until the last fucking minute instead of going on like a Monday or a Tuesday and putting it in the freezer. You just wait until the last minute, and you're like, I guess I get what I get.
It would have been warm anyways, because I was at work all day, so I would have been sitting in the car.
Nothing you could do.
Most places, you can do. Most places sell cold Fireball. You just have to ask for it.
Well, you might have to move then. Sell the house and move and buy another house next to a store that sells cold Fireball.
You know how many stores he probably passes? I guarantee some of the gas stations he goes to that he gets this stuff has cold Fireball.
Didn't you suggest last time we were podcasting about making like a top 5 list of Cory's gas stations?
Yes, that's what I was saying. No, I was saying this last night.
Like M Live does, or like the Free Press or Detroit News does with best hamburgers in Metro Detroit, best pizza,
best gas stations in the Metro Detroit area.
Cory Slesky's top 5 gas stations in Metro Detroit.
And now we switch over to Cam Cory for his best gas stations in Metro Detroit. Cam?
Oh, hey, guys.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Cory
We're up
here
in the traffic copter flying above Rich's Speedway here in Waterford Township. Now, many haven't heard of Rich's Speedway, but I actually stopped here one time coming home from up north, and they have a selection, may I tell you.
You definitely have to do it from the ground. Can't do it from a copter.
No?
No,
You got to do the usual hold the door open for the camera guy as he walks into the gas station.
But it is you doing that, but you're being filmed by an ornithopter from above.
Wow.
I thought you hated these robots.
Well, this is for the podcast.
So they're okay then.
Yeah.
So I think that we do kind of a hybrid of a man in the streets and Cory's pick of the month gas station.
Ooh.
We'll have to think of something a little bit not so coarse to call it, but where someone could have his GoPro, or Cory could just have his GoPro on him and not tell anybody, and just walk through and be like, so over here to the left, this is why I like this, because you see they got all refrigerator doors on every single one of these. Not a lot of places have that. And the guy's like, what are you talking? Who are you talking to over there? I think that'd be.
Are you going to buy something, sir?
Have your chest harness on with the GoPro on the front, and then we could show it on the podcast.
Yeah.
We
have long talked about doing a man on the street segment. We have long talked about that.
And that would give you an excuse to buy a lapel mic.
We literally have the opportunity to do it now. Whatever we film,
Cory goes,
you can just pull it up just like that.
Cory goes, yes.
Yes. He may have already bought it, and you just don't know it.
I don't really know how.
Right now, Alan Christensen's like, Cory, let me send you the links.
Oh, I know where to get them. I know where to get them.
I'm sure you do. All right, so what do you so you got it's an ornithopter video. Let's watch this utterly terrifying assault against humanity.
Dude, I don't see where. I mean, that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Is that the dragonfly one, though?
Not a fly.
I mean, I guess if it was at that height, it might be a little scary.
Dude, my dad bought us something like that when I was like 5. You wind it up and it flaps its wings, and they're made of plastic, and it did like that exact same thing.
I guarantee you that thing right there probably cost like $700 or $800.
This did not.
Oh, yours? I'm sure it didn't.
No, but it pretty much did the same thing.
So yeah, there's a little
couldn't
It looks
control-
goddamn realistic, though, doesn't it?
You couldn't control it, but it did the same thing.
We're only a couple years away from those things being fitted with small firearms.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have them already? Son of a bitch.
Dude, I'm not going to sleep
Well,
tonight.
there
I'm not going to
goes
sleep tonight.
not buying one now.
Son of a bitch. All right. So we have a couple more things to get through before the break. one of the things I wanted to probably hit on was gentleman's agreement.
Yep.
We have a number of different reviews to go through, and then maybe we come back from the break. We'll do top 5. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sure.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to give you a heads up. So if we do gentleman's agreement, you may have some sort of splash screen or a.
I do.
There you go. I'm all about helping you, Cory.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. Found it online.
What did you make it for him?
Bob.
Dude, what? I'm not
I'm
watching
gonna
this.
I'm gonna need you to pay more attention during your work days when I'm sending out artwork through the.
I saw the
threads.
artwork. Is your artwork the splash screen for gentleman's agreement?
Yeah, that's what we needed it for.
No, we need it whether we do gentleman's agreement or not.
No. I made artwork for Gentleman's Agreement.
Oh, have we used it before?
Yeah. Last episode and the episode before, I believe.
You know how you never
You
listened to
responded
this
to it.
You know,
You responded to it. It was sent through a thread, and you were like, "Oh,"
but I didn't know we were using it on the podcast.
you were like, "Oh,
it was
Jesus."
a text thread. How would I know that?
Well, this will be brand new for Bob. Like
It'll be
most
brand new
things
for
are.
me.
Like a baby seeing.
Unlike
seeing-
Nick, I
seeing-
will actually watch this.
seeing the ocean for the first time.
Whereas Nick never listens to the audio of these podcasts after we do it.
I'm already here.
So, gentleman's agreement. Cory.
Yes.
You were supposed. You had to watch Dead to Me,
I did.
assigned to you by Mr. Nicholas Q. Bader Esquire.
That is not true.
Assigned to you by Danielle.
There you go.
All right. I had a 50-50 shot.
I know it wasn't me. Maybe it was Nick
All right. So this is a series on what
on Netflix. Yes.
Okay. Was it originally like Showtime or something?
No, it's a Netflix original.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's in it?
Christina Applegate.
Okay.
Um,
Is she the only star in it?
No. I'm trying to think. Have you ever watched Santa Clarita Diet?
No.
She's in that as well.
Not Drew Barrymore.
No. The chick that plays the local sheriff.
I can look it up if you want to keep going with your review.
So, well, I mean, and especially with Christina Applegate being in it, I was like, oh, okay, this might not be too bad. Back in the Married with Children days, it was a good show.
Linda Cardellini.
Correct.
Yeah, she was in Freaks and Geeks. And she's Hawkeye. She's Hawkeye's wife, in fact,
Is she really?
in the Marvel films. Yeah.
So the original agreement was what? They were 30-minute
2
episodes.
hours.
So,
Yeah, so roughly first four episodes.
I watched all 20.
In the
Wow.
last week.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's
You watched 10 hours of Dead to Me?
I did. And it was not Linda Cardellini. Anyways, I'll
She's on the
And Carlini's. Wait,
she's listed on the poster. Sam McCarthy, Detective Anna Perez. Is that what we're talking about?
no, I'll find her at some point.
All right. Doesn't matter. So your thoughts?
Danielle even said herself that it does get a little kind of soap operation and girly at points. But
Did she watch all 10 hours with you?
no, she's only seen the first season, and I wasn't aware of that. And the one night she woke up to grab something out of the kitchen, and she looked at the screen. She's like, she's like, this is season 2. Why'd you start on season 2? Why would you think I'd start on season 2? That's ridiculous. Like, I said, I've made it through season 1. I said, I'm on episode 3 of season 2.
Yeah.
So you watched all of it? I'm like, no, I skipped every other episode. Yes, of course I watched all of it.
She knows who she's talking to.
So apparently, like I said, I didn't know she hadn't even started season 2 yet herself.
Okay.
But at that point, I was already committed and in it. So
Right.
went through all the episodes. But yeah, every episode, as we were talking about Cheers, like it's kind of got the same setup for every episode.
Okay.
But the one thing that sucked me back in every fucking episode,
Yeah.
there's always a major twist.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Always a major twist, like 10 minutes before the episode's over. God damn it. I'm like, now I need to see what happens with that. So then the first, 10 minutes of the next episode is explaining that twist.
Yeah.
Then there's that kind of 15-minute lull of really nothing. And that's what I'm like, okay, well, I'm losing interest. And then that twist comes back.
You know, the funny part is he had the same twists in Lost, and it didn't suck him in at all.
That's
no,
true.
Lost didn't do the same thing for me.
Although, to be fair,
And now it's damn it. Which one is it? Hold on. To be fair.
to be fair, to be fair, the Lost did not give you the answer at the beginning of the next episode. Rarely ever.
No, there were so many questions unanswered on Lost. It was crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's. I mean, it's. If you can get through those 15-minute intervals of that, just kind of nothing going on, and wait for that plot twist.
I'm starting to realize how you hook Cory into any show, regardless of its merit or not. If it has any relatively decently hot girl as one of the main characters,
Yep.
he will burn through 20 episodes.
I mean, Christina Applegate's not. I mean, she's.
She's
she's in her 50s now.
It was a female heavy show.
Hold on. Why do you need to call me out?
Hold on, didn't you always date older girls?
Don't know what
Who
you're
are you
talking
talking
about.
to? Oh, Cory?
He's trying to finger wag. Well, no. But
Little bit.
I have found.
By the way, she's 49.
Is she really?
Yeah. She got a birthday coming up Thanksgiving this year. Should be 50.
Natalie Morales
Just
is
so
who
you
I
know.
was thinking of.
Natalie Morales. Oh, Michelle Gutierrez is who she plays?
Yes.
Show?
Now I want to find something horrible that
She
just has a smoking hot chicken in it and see if Corey's like,
Yeah, it was
looks
actually really
familiar.
good.
She looks familiar. Oh, she's in Parks and Rec. There you go. Done.
done.
No, she is not in Parks and Rec.
She absolutely is. She was Lucy in Parks and Rec.
She's absolutely is.
She's absolutely in Parks and
Oh,
Rec.
that's right, yeah,
She's
she-
Lucy in Parks and Rec.
She was in,
Parks
she was in
and
a
Rec.
couple episodes.
I'm just going to keep saying Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, good series.
I would think so. If you
10 hours.
Yeah.
And the season 3 is coming out, I want to say August.
Is it?
Yes. So this month.
When did they must have filmed that pre-COVID?
I would assume
I
so.
don't know how they're releasing new shit if they...
Everyone's just going to have masks on.
Sadly, I'm sure that's
a possible,
some TV show out there
a
is going to
possible
do
option. Yeah.
it. But yeah, not a bad recommendation.
Actually,
So,
I saw
thank you,
that
Danielle.
the new Muppets show is now available on, is it Netflix? No, Disney Plus. Muppets Now.
Muppets Now.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
if they did it with masks, that would be good. That I would watch.
Why?
Because
Then they don't need to be puppets. They can just be stuffed animals.
exactly. But in the mask, you'd still see the movement.
Oh, gee, Miss Piggy, don't you look on film?
I would say-
Miss Piggy, no.
I can't understand that chef. That's the mask.
I know. Bob just wants a reason to watch Kermit the Frog.
I'm gonna work on my impression. I gotta brush up.
His idol.
Didn't something say that they're bringing Fraggle Rock back too?
Yeah, I think I heard that. Yeah,
Now that I would definitely watch.
yeah. I was a Fraggle Rock fan.
Fraggle Rock was good.
That almost seems depressing to watch to me, though.
Why?
Yeah, it was a good show when you were a kid, but watching shows from when you were a kid is like depressing. I mean, I guess if it's new,
No, that's right. It's like you
What
never
was-
want to meet your heroes. You don't going back to your high school when
You
you're
can't go
older
home
is,
again.
Yeah,
You can't go back
Thank
home
you.
again.
Perfectly.
but
stated.
here's the thing: what was with the '80s, like late '70s?
What about those 80s?
Fucking 80s.
Discuss.
It's amazing if you were to let me finish a whole sentence that
ain't
complete
gonna
thought
happen.
would come out.
Ain't gonna happen.
With the 70s and 80s where like these Muppets and stuffed animals and
These goddamn
talking
Muppets.
characters. I mean, think about this. Think about the dinosaurs show They were all these giant stuffed animal costumes walking around. That was a show. Adults watched that show.
I never watched it.
You had Fraggle Rock, which were all puppets.
So did you just mention dinosaurs?
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
that's
talking about
what I
dinosaurs.
thought.
Yeah.
You had the Muppets. Though, people were going crazy for people dressed up like animals. I mean, you remember Showbiz and Chuck E. Cheese? The animatronic stage
I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
with the gorilla playing the drums and all that shit. That was scary as a kid.
He had a name. They were in a band.
Could you imagine if those things...
It was the Chuck E. Cheese band.
Yeah, if you imagine those things came to life.
Or no, wasn't it? It was the Charles E. Cheese band.
Yeah. That was so weird. But back in the day, everyone
Which
was
one are you
like,
talking about?
hey, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on full-size animatronic stuffed animals that play.
Dude, tell me this, though. If you could own one of those...
Don't say if I went to Twisty Charlie's or whatever the fuck that place was you guys used to go, because I haven't. I never went
I've never been there either.
Twisty Charlie's.
What is the place
fuck
you
are you
used to
talking
call
about?
about? What is the other place?
That Tony and Danielle used to go
yeah.
to.
Like if your family couldn't afford to go to Chuck E. Cheese, they went to Cheesy Charlie's or something.
No. Tony's wondering why he's screaming right now for some reason.
Cheesy Charlie's discount pizza.
Yeah. Oh, we always went to Slappy Sally's, and it was just like Chuck E. Cheese. It was actually better. Oh, okay.
Yep. They used real schnozzeroni on their pizza.
Yeah, it was better, I'm sure.
So it was in the Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater. It was the Pizza Time Players, and it was Chuck E. Cheese, Mr. Munch, Jasper T. Jowls, Pasquale, Helen Henny, and the Warblettes, and many other characters have since been retired.
But you know what's kind of scary is, and it might be sweet, but it's probably more scary, is that some collector out there probably purchased the entire band, like collected all the different ones and put it back together like in his man cave or something like that. So I guarantee you're going to see it on like one of those pawn shows one day where it's going to be like weird
Sold at auction at Sotheby's for $1.5 million.
Yeah. Weird collections where I had to go around the country to, I didn't have the munch.
That was the human pizza chef on vocals and percussion, Pasquale E. Pie Plate.
That's what it was.
Mr. Munch was the purple and yellow monster on vocals and keyboard. Jasper T. Jowls was the hound dog on vocals and guitar.
Who was the chick?
Helen Henny on vocals, bass, and tambourine.
Yeah, she was like a chicken or something. Wasn't she a chicken?
Yes, she was a chicken.
What? That was normal. Everyone was like, this is normal.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
We don't even have animatronics now. How did we have them then?
Cory, think about the world that we live in now, in which people are afraid to go to the store. That really would just rather stay home than risk getting a virus that could kill you. But back then, we're like, yeah, we'll go to Chuck E. Cheese, where you're guaranteed to get a monster case of the flu as soon as you walk out of there. Not to mention probably food poisoning for the pizza.
Well, because it was a first-hand experience when we went to Kids Kingdom.
Yeah, but Kids Kingdom was just another Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Dude, I was
Basically.
so upset.
higher-end
Just
Chuck E. Cheese.
just thinking
Yeah.
about the fact, I'm like, that my parents let me go in those ball pits.
Yep.
That seems so disgusting,
It
and
is.
there's just no way you can clean them.
But
None.
I would pay money to go back to a world where that's the only thing I had to worry about. I would jump into 100 of those ball pits now if that's the only thing I had to deal with,
Well, 'cause-
and there was no COVID.
As a kid, you just don't think about it. You're like, this is the most fun I've ever had. I would almost buy like a giant inflatable pool and just fill it with those and just have my own at my house. But even that would probably get dirty. I'd have to soak them all in alcohol or something.
Probably.
So I need to get this out there so Tony can stop screaming.
Yeah.
Why is Tony
was-
screaming?
It was Major Magic's Pizza
Major
Review.
Magic's Pizzeria.
Major Magic's Pizza Review. That's the name of the place.
So that's what happened if your dad waited till the last minute and forgot to call and make an appointment, make a reservation at Chuck E. Cheese. He's
No.
Guess we're going to Major Magic's, kids.
See, it wasn't that your dad forgot to do it, your mom forgot to do it. It was you lived on the east side, and that was all they had out there.
Chuck E. Cheese was like going to Somerset Mall.
Yes.
And you're like,
Yes.
I can't afford to go
But
there.
I love the
Oh.
I
I'm
love
gonna go to Fairlane
I love
instead.
the mindset that Tony had. That was, the wool is still pulled, like still over his eyes, where he can't get his hands open, to open them up and see that, dude, you went to like the bullshit version of Chuck E. Cheese. No, this was just as good. This was actually more fun.
So the day,
yeah, Chuck E. Cheese had nothing on Major Magic.
Right? What? I've never even heard of that before.
Channel 4 did a release when Major Magics was saying that they were opening back up as kind of like a nostalgia thing.
Wait, they're still in business.
They reopened. Someone bought it and redid all the games and yes,
like
same sign and everything.
Wow. Don't change your thing. Everything was working.
So Danielle sent it to me. And I was reading, I'm like, I've never heard of this Major Magic. She's like, oh my God, we used to go there all the time when we were kids. So I'm like, oh, it's on the east side. That makes sense.
Boy.
So I'm like, oh,
Hold on. Does that mean that you're going to be taking your offspring to Major Magics?
Oh, fuck no.
But that you're going to have
Chuck
to do
E.
what she
Cheese is
says.
still around,
She's
right?
going to be like, no, man.
they're hanging on by a string.
Hanging on by a string.
But so I saw Tony at work that day.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, he literally just read my mind. Because I was like, hey, Tony, Danielle sent me this news article earlier. And I was just wondering, maybe one day if you guys wanted to get together and go to. He's like, yes, I do. I'm like, where are we going? We're going to Major Magics. I was like, how the fuck did you know that's what I was gonna say? He's like, because they just reopened it and that's fucking amazing. I'm like, all right, well, we'll have to make a.
What in the hell?
Dude,
I don't get
he
it.
loves it.
I don't
Absolutely.
get it.
And he's already a big nostalgia guy.
Oh yeah,
But,
huge nostalgia.
so yeah, for them reopening this, he gets to really
But it's not like
relive
they're
his
like,
childhood.
oh my God, it's the actual Star Wars cantina with all of the original aliens you saw in the original movie.
to him, it might
is
as well
like-
be.
Remember that gas station you stopped in when you were 6? When you're on your way down to Nashville, Tennessee?
Every year you stop there.
And you walk through the puddle of piss to go to the bathroom when your dad's like, I don't want to stop. Dad, I got to go. No, God damn it. All right, you got 5 minutes. And if you're not back in the car, I'm leaving without you.
We're taking off.
That's the place you want to, like, oh, I missed that place. We're going there.
According to Tony, yes. Well, and Danielle.
Remember when
For that
all your
matter.
friends went to Chuck E. Cheese, but it was too far for your parents to drive, so they took you to Major Magics? You live on the east side, son.
Chuck E. Cheese is for those West Siders.
Dude, don't polish a turd.
Sons of bitches.
Apparently, it was a big deal.
Oh, hold on. What are we looking at here?
Oh, hold on. Wait a second.
Oh, you don't want to.
Wait a second,
That's not
George.
for public consumption.
Wait, well, it is now.
All right, so on the internet forever, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope,
Are you,
that was not on there.
all right.
Pausing,
Do you want to?
constantly pausing and replaying.
You want me to go ahead while you're looking up whatever you're looking up?
No, I wanted you to see the wonderful Major Magic sign.
A must-see review. That is just horrible. Well, first of all, if the only food you're naming on the sign is pizza, pizza should be round. It looks like that looks like a
Nutcracker.
a hero sandwich. Yes, it looks like a giant peanut. He's all.
That's definitely not hand drawn either.
That looks like
That
the
is not-
Nutcracker.
that's the worst
with an
pizza I've ever seen.
With an uncooked floppy pizza.
It was made by the trainees.
What's
at,
with the
Little
epaulets
Caesars.
and everything? What's
Oh, he's a major.
He's a major. Come on, man.
Come on, dude.
and all the shakiness around his head? It's like Cory's grandfather
No,
or
that's
something.
That's the heat coming from the pizza.
Well, it looks like this is coming from the epaulets.
It does.
I put these steaming cross buns on my shoulders.
Look like Pringles.
Tacos of some sort.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm sorry. That looks really
I would not
weird.
want to go there.
That looks really,
Even as a
really
kid,
weird.
I'd be like, "What is that?"
Until Tony mentioned, I've never heard of it in my life.
It's you be in the car going like, oh, "This is gonna be so." Yeah, you probably don't want to.
Just scroll up a little bit.
All right, so gentleman's agreement. I had to watch The Bridge on Amazon Prime. So what can I say about? So this is a documentary.
Yeah.
Have both of you guys seen it?
No, I haven't seen
Okay,
it at all.
so I got it from Cory. It's about the Golden Gate Bridge in San Fran, and there was some controversy about this documentary because the the makers of the documentary essentially set up a camera.
This isn't about the suicides, is it?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not going to talk at all about that. This is going to be the most cheerful review of the bridge you've ever heard.
Let's hear it.
So they set up this camera on the banks on the banks of the
Sioux.
The Sioux. The Bay.
That was in the Bay Area.
The Bay Area. Yeah, right on the base of the bridge. So they did a good shot of the bridge, one side of it anyway. Well, actually, I think they set up 2 cameras, one on each side of one end of the bridge. And I don't know how long they filmed there. They filmed every day for maybe a year.
Well, I was going to say, so that's what you're discussing right now is what made it. That's what made it the most controversial.
Right.
Point of the documentary.
And I'm gonna get into that. So, the goal was they were interested in the human stories behind the number of jumpers and suicides, people that jump off the Golden Gate Bridge, and apparently there are a lot. I'm trying to remember what the number was for the year that they filmed it. 200 plus.
200 a year jump off the bridge.
It's a large number.
It was a shit ton of people, but
Yeah.
I can't quote because it was months ago that I watched it, but it's definitely around 200.
Yeah. So rather than going back to look up or contact the police department or the city morgue or whatever to get I want to talk to the family members of the jumpers, the people who jumped, to try to figure out what their stories are. Instead, they did that, but the way that they intercut that with the footage from, they only talked to the people who had actually jumped during the year that they were filming. And they happened to captured, they knew who it was because they talked to the cops, they talked to the morgue, whatever. And they're like, we got that jump on film. And they would show.
This is the cheerful review?
I mean, this is as cheerful as it gets.
Okay.
They would show
we could freeze frame.
They would show
the person
video
in midair killing themselves,
and they would
we knew whose family they had and everything. It was great.
And they would show the splash from the person who jumped.
They would show that on the thing.
Yeah, they did. And it's a whole sort of a spectrum of human experience.
How is
right?
the internet not allowed to show that, but you can watch it on a video?
I don't know the answer to that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't. That's a great question. Yeah, right.
I know,
but it's not on YouTube or publicly available social media widely.
I mean, if I was like, oh yeah, my sister lived in San Francisco and killed herself during that time, and you assholes have it on film,
right?
As the family, couldn't you subpoena them and say that you're not allowed to show the image of my sister?
There were 200 people that jumped in this year span, so they didn't interview 200 families.
6 families they interviewed.
Yeah, and they went into detail where they brought them in and they sat them on the couch and they had lengthy interviews to talk about this person's life and how they felt that they got to the point where they felt like they had no other choice but to jump. But this probably says a lot about me, which I really shouldn't even be talking about. But when 9/11 happened, I can't believe I'm going back to 9/11. This is really this is no longer the cheeriest review of when 9/11 happened and they had the pictures of there's a famous picture of the man who jumped.
There's a bunch of people that were either.
But there was the most famous one was a guy literally in business attire. It was upside down. Tie flapping in the breeze. It was just a fascinating, how do you get, not that I was obsessed with that picture as much as the idea of what would it have been like mentally to go where you just don't feel like you have any other choice. I'm just jumping.
Well, it was jet fuel coursing through the floor.
No, I get it, but
melting steel. So
I get that, but these people felt in their mind, whether you agree with it or not,
right,
that they also had no other choice. That's the only thing I could do. But this documentary for the bridge was really, the interesting part to me was not the interviews with the families as much as they showed footage of where they would watch the same guy that's walking back and forth, or it could be a girl. There were women who did it back and forth on the bridge, where you could see them thinking about it, and they're contemplating do I do it? Do I not do it? And once they kind of throw their ass over that guardrail, and there's a little area where they can stand down there. So once they go over the guardrail, it's kind of okay, I'm kind of committed.
Not fully yet. Though.
Not fully yet. I'm still on solid ground, but I'm now over the guardrail. And there was one where there was a guy who was filming. One person had done that. Had a girl had gone over the edge of the guardrail to stand down there, and a guy was taking pictures. He was a photographer taking pictures of the bay, and he happened to see her, and he ended up grabbing her hood to pull her back while the cops, held her there until the cops got there, and they pulled her back over. And they put her in the back of the squad car, assuming that they took her back to the station to get her some help to for whatever she was going through.
Yeah, she went to the psych hospital.
Probably. But he tried to save her life. And she kept looking back at him, and they kind of locked eyes, and he was like, I don't really ever know whether she was appreciative or whether she was like, fuck you, dude. You ruined my chance.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there were people that did, where you watch them, because these people had these cameras, and they would literally like follow people that looked like they knew the people that were like daily walking back and forth on the bridge, and not to go somewhere. Like they were just kind of like the guy with the long black hair at the end of the documentary.
Bringing it full circle.
Yeah, full circle. They followed this one guy, one of the probably 6 people that they followed that did jump. They followed him like throughout the entire documentary. They would keep going to him on the bridge, but they didn't get to his story until the end.
It started out with them discussing him. That's how the entire documentary opened.
Yeah.
Was discussing him, but it was never really brought up about a picture of him, what he looked like. It was just family and friends talking about him. So it wasn't until the very end that you're like, oh shit, that's Gary.
Yep. Let's go back to Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was probably the most dramatic jump.
Oh yes,
by far. But there were people that to me, like once you take that step and you let go, like there was the one guy who lived.
And he said he regretted
as soon as he's like, oh shit,
I don't want to die.
Yeah, but it's too late. Like you are now committed. And I don't know how many of those people, once they took the step, ever had regrets. And there's no way to know really. But if they were like, oh shit, I can't undo what I just did, and this is it. This is the last 5 seconds of my life. I don't know how long it would take to fall, but.
Dude, and that guy that did survive, I couldn't, the injuries he sustained.
Oh, God.
I saw him. Yeah, the one that.
Yeah.
Because he did say he regretted
laundry list of injuries that he had.
Oh, like he
It's
basically.
like hitting cement.
Exactly.
He just basically blew out every vertebrae in his back. And
he hit it a certain way.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he did it because that's why he lived.
Yeah.
But he still, I don't know how broke his femur, and then I know blew out a bunch of discs in his back. Like,
who would have found him?
Coast Guard.
There
was a boat. People who were diving that day.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like I said, it's been a bit
saw the
since I've seen
splash,
it.
and there was a surfer. There was a guy who was windsurfing there. I remember now. The guy was windsurfing and saw the splash and came wheeled back around and flagged down a Coast Guard vessel.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, to pull this guy out of the water. But I mean, clearly, years after, and he was fully recovered, they were interviewing him for this. So clearly, he's still alive. He change of heart. It seemed like he, was thankful to be alive. But it's just kind of fascinating to me. I've never had those thoughts of suicide. But how you get to the point where you're like, I have no other option than to hurl myself off of a bridge and hit the water, like you said, Nick, like I'm hitting a cement, piece of cement. It's just going to be, I'm going to die. Like how you get to that point was kind of, it's fascinating to me because I don't understand it.
And like I said too, as far as the documentary as a whole, it just being one of the most controversial documentaries out there.
Yeah.
That them getting that footage of those people walking back and forth contemplating the entire time. I was kind of thinking like, how did this even come to fruition? Like, how was this footage there? And it was just the documentary team set up, and they're like, well, we'll film it, and we'll worry about getting permission from people later and family members later.
Right.
As long as we got the footage of what we need, we can do what we need with it, later on.
Yeah. You can disagree all you want with the methods that they use to get the footage, and I totally get that. I'm not sure I approve of it, but it is what it is. That's why it was controversial.
Amazing review.
Anyway, he's like, are you done yet? All right, so we're doing another.
Welcome to your story.
Do another Schnozzcast.
Just take a breath and do a shot and continue your story.
It was not the most cheerful of reviews, but now it's done. I had to watch it. Yeah.
The amount that they were able to cool has now reversed. That's the problem.
Cheers. And with those shots,
I thee wed.
we move over to Nick Bader. who had two things to watch. I'll let you, whichever order you want to do it in.
Well, that's funny that you say that, Bob, because one of the things I had to watch was called The Order.
Yep, not an accident. Got it right here in front of me.
So I had to watch The Order from Gina. I don't even think Gina's here watching, but so I had to watch The Order on Netflix. It was pretty good. There's
Rough synopsis.
Rough synopsis. It's something Cory would not enjoy, I'm sure. It has a lot of eye candy.
Subtitles?
No, it has a lot of eye candy, kind of like
subtitles and laugh tracks?
like a freshman in college kind of thing, but with werewolves and magic. So
That sounds terrible.
But all the girls were hot. I mean, it's
Subtitles, laugh tracks, werewolves, and magic. That's like the
Yeah.
4 horsemen of the apocalypse for Cory.
So it was. I'll say this. I'm not going to say it was good. It's
I will stop short of calling it good.
It's nothing that I would be like, ooh, got to get back to watching The Order.
So you wouldn't have watched 10 hours of The Order?
No. Here's the thing. I like, a lot of different genres, but I have a good imagination, so I can do the Lord of the Rings. I can do Harry Potter. I can do a lot of that, stuff. And so for me, it's easy, but it's kind of like a modern day intertwined, like pseudo society at college, that secret society that people don't know about. So it's good, and it's entertaining, and I'll watch it, but it's nothing that I would like, oh man, I'm just gonna, I don't even want to go out tonight. I want to go home and, grab a couple drinks and just watch The Order. If I'm watching it, it's kind of like, all right, I'll put on another one. I think I got through 8 episodes, but it's nothing that
8 episodes?
Yeah. It's
Are they 30 minutes each?
I don't know if they're 30 or
so you were a little intrigued by it.
I was going to say, are they 60 minutes apiece?
It's entertaining. It's nothing that I would give to somebody as my pick of the week.
But even if they're
Gentleman's
30, you'd
Agreement.
only had to watch 4.
No, I know, but it was entertaining.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like Cory said, you were
No, it wasn't horrible.
You were semi-intrigued.
I was semi-intrigued. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. So the second thing.
Oh, wait, hold on. So we're just about an hour over. Let's leave the cliffhanger for the folks. We'll take a break and come back and hear Nick's review of the second movie he had to watch. Sound good?
They'll be on the edge of their seats.
Sounds good to me.
All
But
right.
you don't have to leave the Facebook room.
No, not at all.
Keep it open. Hang tight. We'll be back.
We wish we could play some music for you, but we can't.
We're working on that.
We are.
funny to see him in a Western. You know, it's I know it is, but it isn't. You know, and he did such a great job doing it. But was very believable. But with Clint Eastwood, you know, it was funny about, you know, the scene with him. You know, he's got his kids at home and he's about to leave his kids on the ranch and go off and you know, pick up on this bounty so he can make this money to give to his kids or whatever, and kind of get back into the game of being a gunslinger and chase these people down and kill them and yada yada yada. So he puts a bottle on a post and walks back and gets his gun, and he's sitting there and he's trying to shoot it. And of course he's missing like crazy because he's old now and everything.
He's been out of practice, right?
But the funny thing is towards the end of the movie, he's like, "Pew, pew, pew," you know, and he's hitting people in their eye, you know, and all this stuff.
But you get that look in his eye where it's like they're just a little bit wider. It's kind of a little bit, and he's in the zone.
Hey, hang on. Can you do that one more time? Yep, there it. Yeah, it's like he's sitting across from me.
Yeah, but the thing is I think that he also wanted people to take away was that the booze made him who he was, and he didn't drink. And the second he finally said, "We're done playing games, fuck it," and grabbed the whiskey, he turned back into that person.
Yeah, yeah. He knew how to push the buttons to make the man run.
You know, it almost seemed like the character himself was his own worst enemy, and he didn't want to become the man he used to be.
He was trying to. He had turned over a new leaf.
Yeah,
he had kids that were waiting for him, but he's like, you know what? I need to unleash the Hulk.
And whether it was subconscious or not, he was trying to stop himself from being what he knew he could be.
Yeah,
and the whiskey was the inhibitions that were loosened that got him to the point where he was like, "This is who I am."
Yeah.
And he let himself turn into the Hulk, pretty much, as you're saying.
How fucking good was Gene Hackman in that movie?
Oh, God, dude. I love Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
I really do. He was brilliant in that movie. I mean, he was absolutely, so believable as a real person. I mean, he seemed like a real pissed off, like real person sheriff, like
but he
small
was pissed
town.
off, then he'll every once in a while he'll flash that grin.
Yep.
When you're like, how does he do that? Just a consummate actor.
He's amazing. You know,
and Richard Harris as English Bob.
Yes. Him beating the crap out of English Bob. I mean, that was just a great scene. And then in the jail cell when he was walking back and forth and he was talking to
just pacing.
the guy who played Daphne's boyfriend in Frasier.
Yeah. Yep. Fuck. I'll look it up while we're talking. But yeah, he played the writer.
Yep.
Who was following around English Bob.
But yeah, I mean, and we're not gonna just continue to beat this, but it just
we might,
or we could.
Amazing movie, amazing actors. I think it was great, phenomenal. I mean, that's my thing. Westerns, I guess. You know,
that is one I have not seen. So
makes perfect sense. Oh, you like it?
Sounds like it.
Saul Rubinek played Mr. Beauchamp.
Yep,
Mr. Beauchamp.
My favorite scene was when when they were in the jail cell and Gene Hackman was talking to him and telling him all the different stories. Like, hey, you don't even know the real stories. Let me tell you the real stories of what happened.
Yeah.
He was a big pussy, pretty much, you know, and he went through all this stuff and he's pacing back and forth and he's talking to him.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that Clint Eastwood's supposed to be a horrible guy. He killed children. He killed women. He killed everyone.
Just about everything that walked or crawled at one point.
But you want him to be your hero. Gene Hackman is the sheriff who's supposed to be a good guy, but really is deep-rooted and he's an asshole, and you don't want to like him. Right. So it's weird the way they kind of shifted the tides on that.
Yeah.
The Crimson Tides that they shifted.
Oh, hold on. Have you seen Crimson Tide?
Yes.
All right, fuck. Have you seen Crimson Tide?
Yes.
All right.
No, he hasn't. He's lying.
I have not.
Oh, all right. Add it to my list for you, Cory.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes where he was telling him his story. Gene Hackman was, and he handed them each the gun.
Yeah, pick up the gun.
Yeah,
give it to him, Mr. Beauchamp.
And then when
I don't think he wants it.
When English Bob realized that the gun was in fact loaded.
Yeah.
He said,
that crushing look in his eye was like, oh God.
He said you made the right choice, Bob, because I would have shot you dead where you stand.
Oh my God, so good, so good. Look. We do gentleman's agreement because everyone can relate to. I saw this movie. I thought it was great. Have you seen it? No. I recommend it to you. You should go see it. Tell me what you think. That's what gentleman's agreement is about. Is there a jet airplane going overhead or?
We're under a flight path.
I would say this is about the time of night they land. So,
But
You could just sit down here and sweat if you'd like.
right. This is why we do gentleman's agreement, for exactly these types of things where every once in a while you make a recommendation where someone's like, thank you for recommending that. I loved it. Like, that's what makes it worthwhile. It's not going to happen every time. Sometimes people are going to hate what you recommend. They just are. But this makes it totally worthwhile. And I'm so glad that you liked it. And I've updated my recommendation ideas for you to include giving you some more backstory on, because anybody who knows Clint Eastwood was so jazzed when at the end the camera cut like sort of over his shoulder to him with a shotgun in the saloon, where he's like, who's the fellow owns this shithole? And you're like, shit, it's on. This is exact. I've been waiting for this all movie.
Oh
right?
my God.
For an hour and a half, I've been waiting for this. Like,
Yeah, it's a very long time of him just being a bumbling old man.
and he did not disappoint, but makes it totally worth it. Totally worth it to give the payoff at the end but it's a bitter payoff, right? Because you know he didn't want it to come to that, but he felt like everything that happened. He's like, I'm just like you said. I'm flipping that switch.
Because the turning point was
Ned.
Yeah, and we won't say any more than that.
That's
for
it.
Cory. Yeah.
That's it.
I was going to say I might actually watch this one. So.
Yeah.
Fucking!
It's a great
one of the
recommendation.
best movies ever.
Have a couple vodka and Sprites and sit down and really
Absolutely.
just turn it on surround sound and really just watch it.
Yeah, and for a Western, if you're a fan of Westerns and you like, John Ford, who did John Wayne and the Searchers, he Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, all of those John Ford Westerns where they're in Monument Valley, just the big sweeping vistas that he filmed. There's a lot of those shots here. And you saw it with, you watched Tarantino,
didn't you?
Right? Hateful Eight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those sweeping vistas where Hateful Eight was obviously, it was wintertime.
Train.
Horses, like, trudging through the snow back behind these snow-capped mountains, like the same sort of thing.
There's a lot of cinematics.
Yeah. Cinematography is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a journey that he takes from the man who he wants to be, going to the man that he knows he was, that he's going to have to go back to.
Just so you guys know, so the big secret that I was telling you about the last night that I wanted to tell you guys about, and I should probably sit on my hands a little bit longer, but I'll still tell you what it is.
Oh, gee, thank you.
So I purchased 2 movies to rent.
Okay.
One was Unforgiven. I was on a roll from 8 episodes of The Witches' Towers or whatever the hell it was.
The Order.
Yeah. And then Unforgiven. The next day, I was like, kind of want to watch a movie. And very begrudgingly, I rented The Big Lebowski.
I was hoping so.
Holy shit! Did you watch it?
I was extremely. That was, I think, the night after being with Don, and I was extremely.
Oh, so you didn't watch it?
No, I did.
Just say no.
No, I did.
No,
I-
Yeah, you got to give it a rewatch.
No.
I don't hear anything about it.
No, wait.
Nope.
Wait.
I'm gonna wait.
I got halfway through it, and I was very interested, and it was there was several parts that made me laugh, and then I fell asleep.
That's fine.
And so I have to watch the rest of
yes.
it. I still have to watch the rest of it.
With clear eyes, clear head, maybe a White Russian.
It wasn't.
Put your jellies on.
And again, I can't give a review yet.
Drinking vodka, man.
No, absolutely not. Yeah,
I can't.
we would not expect it.
But I got to basically the part where,
Oh,
they're on the bridge with the money and all that other
Oh
stuff.
God, you didn't.
With the ringer?
I can't. Okay, so we're not
That's
going to
as
say
far
anything
as,
more
that's
about
as
it.
far as I've got.
Suffice to say,
It's the ringer, dude.
Schnozzeronis.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Okay,
It doesn't even sound good. To
all
be
right.
honest
So
with you.
Schnozzerinos.
But so far,
Schnozzheads.
so far,
It's going downhill.
so I understand the dude, and I understand what's his.
He's a man for our times.
John Goodman. What's his
Walter.
name?
Walter Subchak.
Walter.
Yep. Who doesn't roll on Shabbos?
I'm really interested in Walter so far, and
both of us, Cory and I, both. I want to point to Cory because he's right on the camera. He's to my stage
he's
left.
right over here. Yeah.
I cannot wait for you to take it in all of its majesty, with clear eyes, clear head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We're gonna table.
Well, I'm glad I
We're
spent
gonna table it.
$3.99 on just half of it. So.
No, I would have. No, you should have bought it.
dude,
Absolutely.
I have 3 copies
And
of
that's
the DVD.
trust me, I knew. I'm just.
but you know what? I'm so happy that we're just going to table it until you have watched it with those clear eyes, and we can have a really, really deep, honest. This could be literally like a 20 to 30 minute.
I was saying we might even do a full episode
full
of the podcast.
Lebowski podcast.
Yeah.
I think no, we won't. I had
No.
I had a great chuckle when he walked over, or when he went over to
Mods.
Jeffrey Lebowski's house,
Oh,
the guy in
yes.
the wheelchair, and he's like, "Come on, man, just what the fuck, man?
the
These
dude.
these guys came to my house looking for you. You know, this is
They peed on my rug.
they
Call
peed-
me
this-
the dude.
It was a nice rug,
Duder
man.
or
You know,
El
I don't.
Duderino, or
like, I
if
know
you're
I
not
don't.
into the whole brevity thing.
He's like, I don't have much, but it was a nice rug, man. You
They
know,
tied the room
and
together.
and he just really just up and down. He was trying to be so reasonable.
Yeah. Or with
And-
the guy that smashed his hand on the table.
And he's screaming at him, "Get back here, Lebowski! Get back here!" So he just walks out and he's like, "Yeah." So Mr. Lebowski said I could have whatever rug I wanted in the house, and I was like, "That was so brilliant."
To me, the
I'm like,
best line is like right after that when he meets Bunny Lebowski
Yeah.
out of the, and she's like, "I'll suck your dick for $1,000." He's like, "I'm
Is
just
there
gonna
money
find a
behind-
cash machine."
I'm just gonna find the cash machine real quick.
But he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll help you."
Philip Seymour Hoffman is so brilliant when he goes, Brett can only watch or something like that. It's extra for Brett to watch, and he's like, and,
Yeah.
and his nostrils are flaring. He's like, such a good actor.
But yeah, who plays the dude?
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great actor. But it was just so funny the part when he was doing that. He's walking out.
Fuck. See, we really
we
have to
gotta
stop
table it.
talking about this
We're
because
gonna stop it right now.
There's other stuff too that I want to go
Getting
into.
too excited. I'm getting too
I am
excited.
This is
getting
going to
excited.
be, like it or not, this is going to be at least a 20 or 30 minute conversation. So
And guess who might leave the house that day?
Me, my own house.
The Big Lebowski Funko Pop.
oh boy, we literally have to think about who we want to be. Like, should we bring Krabby in for that? Should we have Krabby?
Is he a Big Lebowski?
Lebowski fan? I would be so shocked to find out that he wasn't.
You have no idea. He looks like he would be.
Well, let's do
Nick
this.
Selesky?
Let's do this.
Absolutely huge.
We can put a post out.
Who wants to be part of this conversation?
Who wants to be part of the Big Lebowski conversation?
Yeah.
And whoever responds, and we feel like we'll put some sort of question out there, a trivia question.
We can do that.
Nick, can you make some artwork for Big Lebowski time?
Oh no, there's
Yeah,
there's plenty of artwork out there already.
We're going to be treading very, very heavily on copyrighted material, I think.
You can put pictures out there.
Well, okay. Just don't get too crazy. I'm just doing this as a friend. I'm
What?
doing this as a friend.
We totally appreciate it.
This doesn't mean I want to have a whole episode about the fucking Big Lebowski
Won't be an entire episode.
and have Lebowski toys festooning my basement.
Oh, the festooning that will go on. All right, so that's fantastic. I'm so happy that you liked Unforgiven. Let's go on to make new assignments for next week. So my thought is, Cory, you got yours for the Dead to Me from Danielle.
Correct.
Right? And Nick, you got yours from Cory.
Yeah.
So what if we go like this? Or do you want to go the other way, where you get one from me and not from Cory? You had
I
two.
just
of
had
them.
yeah, I just had one from you.
So it doesn't matter who you're gonna. All right, so let's go like this.
All right.
So I'll give it to you because you got it from Danielle last time, and you'll give it to Nick, and Nick will give it to me.
we need to figure out another way to reword that. But yes,
That's fair. All right. So, if I'm giving a recommendation to Cory, all right. I'll start. Cory, have you seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
ooh, that I have. I can't say I've seen the entire thing in its entirety, but I have seen. I want to say parts enough of it to. I mean, I can give it
Like more than half.
altogether. Yeah.
Okay. How about Blade Runner,
Can we go back to Scott Pilgrim?
the original? I think we got a winner. So Blade Runner with Harrison Ford,
All right.
the original, not the 2049. There is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
sequel.
I-
Yep, we're going
I
original,
gotcha.
old school Blade Runner for Cory. I think it's a good pick.
You said that. What year was that?
Oh man, 1980 something. I can't. I can't. Go ahead if you want to, because you're gonna give a pick to Nick. So I'll look it up. But
All right. My pick for Nick.
1982.
82. Okay.
Yeah.
My pick for Nick is going to be the Russian 5.
Ooh.
Now, it's a double-edged sword, Nick, because
Okay.
it is a sports movie, but it's not about the actual sport.
Yeah, that's a fair. Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's a documentary that was made by a director here that's from Detroit that went through great lengths and many years to get this documentary completed.
Yeah.
And like I said, it really has nothing to do with the actual sport itself at all, as far as like gameplay and
Isn't it
things
about
like-
hockey?
It is about hockey, but it's about the stuff that happens behind the scenes that the general public would never even consider or know about, as far as how players are picked up and brought onto a team. The basically the dirty underbelly of the NHL back in the early 80s.
Okay.
I think underbelly's fine. I'm not sure there's a clean underbelly.
Wow. There could be a few out there.
Definitely not
going forward.
It's definitely not indies, that's for sure.
Right.
Hey now.
But yeah, so it's not so much about the gameplay whatsoever. It's about the behind the scenes stuff that
Yeah.
I think you might actually really enjoy. And being that the Wings game you went to, you did enjoy.
Yeah, it's a documentary. It's
Yeah, I
not
always
like
do.
you have to watch like 2 hours of hockey. You know,
Right.
There's some hockey in there, but it's all for context.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I have a couple. I knew we talked about this in the past, but did you watch The Keepers?
I have not watched Keepers.
The Keepers.
Was it on Netflix?
It was for the longest time. Let me see if it still is.
I'll figure it out. That's fine. And is this a show or a movie?
Movie.
A movie.
Documentary.
A documentary.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a documentary series.
Okay. Got it.
It's amazing. You'll love it.
Got it.
You watched it, didn't you?
Yes.
How was it?
I'll be surprised that might be one that you do continue to watch all the way through.
Well, a documentary. I will watch the whole thing. So, are you really like up against the wall with this like a bad feeling about the Blade Runner? I've got a couple other suggestions I can make to you.
Just that look. You can tell.
But if we swap it,
because here's the problem.
Yeah.
The fact that you were willing to offer a swap
yeah,
tells me that the other ones are probably way worse than what I would want to do. Dude, that's
I'm pointing this out to Nick here, who
Yeah,
hasn't watched movies and probably doesn't know what the fuck these are.
Yeah, he's.
He told me he's already seen at least half of Scott Pilgrim. No, absolutely not. I can't believe you have.
I've seen bits and pieces. I mean,
Well,
it would
that's
be
what I'm
much
saying.
better than Blade Runner for him.
Yeah, but it's a landmark.
oh
Just
fuck yeah! No, I already know what. Wait, no, because
No,
you haven't
Blade
seen
Runner.
it.
Just ask him if
I was trying to think of what Nick was talking about, but I know the movie I'm thinking
No,
of.
we're gonna stick with Blade Runner.
All right.
I was trying to be conciliatory.
Too
but,
bad.
I mean,
That's
you know,
fine.
It is what it is.
That's fine.
And honestly, since I've now shared access to this, you can see all of my ideas anyway, so you could tell like what's coming if I pick you.
Oh, that is true.
So
Didn't think about that.
that's fine. All the
Looking
interest
at
of
all
progress
Bob's
of
ideas,
Schnozzcast.
and there's just a bunch of Z's. Z's.
All right, let us move on really quickly now to a segment that we all love here. It's one of our, I won't say absolute favorites. I'll just say it's a segment that we've begrudgingly come to know and love called Funko This with Cory Schnozzcast.
Oh, look at that. Nice little graphic.
I can't, but well,
Funko
just assume,
This.
Let's just assume it's happening.
Until Nick gets a better one for
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna do it up real nice.
That's what I like to hear.
Okay.
So
What do you got?
For this week? Let me see here. I already have it prepared. Don't worry.
Oh, we're not worried at
No,
all.
no one said anything.
I knew what was coming.
I almost feel like there's a hand crank.
Here it goes.
There's a hand crank over there that he's using. Like
Like an old-timey ice cream
Yeah.
machine?
okay, let's roll up the Funko This.
Oh, I love it.
What?
Love it. Again, this is a movie you haven't seen, so it's fine.
So
That's actually one of the most accurate Funko Pops I think I've ever seen.
to almost complete the Caddyshack collection.
I'm getting a beer.
So for the audio listeners, this is Al Cervic from Caddyshack. There's only one more I need after him to complete the entire Caddyshack collection.
Who else do you still need?
Fucking Carl.
Carl Spackler,
Yeah.
the greenskeeper?
Yes. And
All right.
he is by far the most expensive out of all of
Is
them.
it because, does he come with a
he
with the rodent?
he's
the
hol-
varmint?
he's holding two of the clay. He's holding a clay rabbit and a
Oh.
clay squirrel.
Oh, that's amazing. Are there multiple Carls, or is that the only Carl?
That's the only Carl.
Okay. I'm really kind of surprised that this Al Chervick doesn't come with a free bowl of soup.
Yeah, and you know what? Because just like Judge Smales, there's the two versions of him.
Yeah.
I thought Al was gonna have a couple different versions, but he does not. Like I was
Maybe it's
thinking,
coming.
Oh, these are all done. You can't get these anymore.
So when the Caddyshack folks, David and Marjorie from the Caddyshack folks, when they license Caddyshack to the Funko Pop group, do they just go, okay, here's what we're doing. We're doing two Smales, we're doing one Al, we're doing one Carl, we're doing one Ty Webb, et cetera, and that's it? Like they make that deal and there's no other like late editions, like that's it. That's
no,
what
because
you're
like
getting?
they still make different Batman
Because they're
versions
different,
and
Batman,
all that.
The Office. There's different like collections. Like I'm looking on the screen for the audio listeners here. He's showing a picture of the Funko Pop version of Al Chervick, who was Rodney Dangerfield's character in Caddyshack. It's number 721 in the Funko Pop movies collection. So with 721, I got to believe like Batman, The Office, Mad Max, whatever it is, different collections take up like some, like Caddyshack probably takes up like from 714 up to 722, like that. You know what I mean? Those numbers.
Well, because there's only 5 of them.
Okay.
So
Somewhere plus or minus 5 on top of 721
Yeah.
that's where the Caddyshack collection falls in,
Yes.
right? But if you go down to like in the 600s, like there's different sets of like from different movies, right?
yes.
Okay. So easy to understand, easy to follow. So you are now one away from
completing the Caddyshack collection.
Okay.
So
please tell me that at the end of this, if you happen to get the Carl Spackler, that if you have all the Caddyshacs, like, can you sell them for like $1,000?
there's actually several of them that we have now that are that would retail over what we paid for them.
Okay. You're not buying them as an investment.
No, God, no. This is it's
But
purely
you,
just for
but
our,
you
our
know
fun
that
and
some
excitement.
of them are increasing in value?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple that we would probably hang on to for a bit, and that we've kept the boxes and everything for.
Right.
But it's not thinking that we're gonna have a gold mine sitting underneath us. It's just for, like I said, fun and entertainment.
Yeah, that is a great Funko Pop. Given his his golf pants, his sweater, which I'm not sure that's the sweater he wore.
Yeah, it is.
The multicolored like that?
Yeah.
God, I gotta go back and look at. It's so you see a movie like I think I've probably seen Caddyshack 3 or 4 dozen times in my lifetime, but it's obviously so later in life when someone goes like, oh, go ahead and draw like what was the color of Al Czervik's sweater, where you're like, okay, I've seen it 35, 40 times.
Can't remember it.
Yeah. Who thinks to remember what color it was?
Right.
Or if you had to draw it on a piece of paper, like draw just a crude drawing of
what
he looked like, what he's
terrible.
wearing, what color his pants were, the color the belt was. It's tough to do. You tend to spend a lot more time memorizing the dialogue than you do the the wardrobe for the movie.
Oh yeah. But going back to the earlier conversation about the new people that had liked the podcast, this is actually from Brandon Billings, who's from West Virginia, and he is one of the guys that has recently liked the podcast as well.
Right. Hello, Brandon.
So yeah, he will send me stuff that he comes across, and he found this one the other day. Actually hit it in a store, because by the time I got back to him, I was like, dude, I fucking need Al.
Where did he hide it?
He just said he's a guy. He's sorry, man. He's already left the store. He's like, but
did he put it in the ladies' underwear section?
I don't know what store would be selling Funko Pops and ladies' underwear, but
Target.
I guess that's kind of true.
Oh yeah.
But he went and hit it in the store, and then went back the next day, and then shipped it off to me, and then also has joined the liking the podcast. So
nice. Well, welcome, Brandon.
So that's my Funko this segment.
Excellent, sir. Well, we are probably within 10 or so minutes of needing to bring this to a close. But at the end of it, we did put out so there's a new segment that we've started doing recently. I want to say this is the second occurrence of it, called the Top 5. And one of the reasons we want to do the Top 5 is that I'm a huge fan of the movie High Fidelity with John Cusack, which is now also a series on Hulu with Zoe Kravitz. But the lead character in High Fidelity, he's the owner of Championship Vinyl, and traffics in top 5 lists. The movie is a love letter to top 5 lists, and I'm in love with the concept of name a topic, whatever it is. You got to come up with top 5, not top 10, not top 1. Like you got to come up with the top 5 in order, 1 through 5, of this thing. So last week, on episode 83, we did top 5 comedians. I had a little discussion about that, and this week we're going to do top 5 ice cream flavors. So, I think last time did we go number 1 all the way around and then all the way down to 5? Is that what we did?
You would have to start from 5 and go down.
I would say I think
we're starting at 5, going up from there.
5. Yeah.
Okay,
the best that you could.
All right, so starting at number 5, I'll jump in because I legitimately had a very difficult time coming with 5. So my 5th one is actually one that I've not had, but that I absolutely want to try just because why the fuck not?
How can it be in your top 5 favorite ice cream then if you've never had it?
Because my top 4, the top 4 in my top 5 are very strong. But at the end of it, I'm like, this is kind of like I just need to fill this list. So why don't I fill it with something that is so outlandish that I will commit to finding it and trying it. And that is
well, I guess we'll give you a pass on that one.
It is a flavor that I don't even know who makes it, but it's listed on Google as being somewhere in the top 100 flavors. Roasted turmeric and candied ginger.
That sounds absolutely disgusting.
Really gross.
Yes, but to the point where I'm like, I have no idea what that would taste like. I've got to try it.
Wait, you said it was roasted
turmeric
and
candied ginger.
Candied ginger is delicious.
Right, and maybe the turmeric with its salt and peppery goodness.
Probably would be.
Add some sort of magic to the candied ginger.
Magic. Ice cream magic.
All right, Corey, what's your... Look, it might be horrible, but
Might be.
I would just... Let's assume that it is. Let's just assume that it's absolutely horrible. The fact that I could say that I tried roasted turmeric and candied ginger ice cream is totally worth it to me. And I'll take that.
But you haven't tried it.
No, but I'm going to. I'm committing that I will.
I can also say I tried a T-bone by sticking my head up a butcher's ass, but I'd rather take the bull's word for it.
Is that your number 5?
Butcher's word for it.
Butcher's word for it.
It's a hell of an ice cream.
What's your number 5, Corey?
My number 5 is very plain Jane, but cookies and cream.
That's a great pick. That's a solid pick that most people could get on board with.
Really? I thought it was pretty...
Cookies and cream?
Yeah.
You thought it was pretty what? Like niche? Like
Yeah.
no one else likes it?
No,
but me?
I'm saying it's like pretty mainstream.
It is Mary.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Niche
all right.
for Bob, niche for Corey.
That's right.
Semi niche.
So me and niche your trailer.
Semi niche.
Let's real quick. During
Oh,
this,
we got
during
shots
this
sitting
segment.
here getting warm. All right.
Yep.
Last Schnozzcast shot of the podcast.
Well, no, I'm just kidding.
During this recording.
Yeah. Corey, go.
So, just so you know, Bob, there's a place very close to here that you can buy it at.
We didn't.
Yeah?
Bob,
Where
you
is
didn't.
it?
You didn't press your booze news button tonight.
I did not. You know, this is we're a learning podcast.
Work in
ladies and
progress.
gentlemen. Absolutely. Where can I buy it, Corey?
Harry and David.
In
The
is
shoe-
that in
the shoe
Dearborn,
place?
Detroit? Where is it?
It's
At the mall?
They make the baskets that you can send to people, right? Harry and David.
they do that, and they also have fucking phenomenal chips and salsa. Did you
Really?
ever try the sweet relish?
No.
Sweet relish and onion?
Wait, do they have a store on Ford Road?
No.
Okay.
The closest one is in the outlet malls or the outlet stores.
Where?
Monroe would probably be the closest.
Monroe?
Yeah.
All right, I'd make a trip to Monroe. Actually, when I do this, guys, I'll make a trip, and if anybody's available to come with me, that's great. But if not, I will take if there's shit you want me to get.
What are you talking about?
Going down to Harry and David in Monroe to get.
You're
roasted.
not talking about Harry and David like the place in the malls, are you?
Yeah.
There's nowhere closer than that. I
Apparently not.
They
No,
what they sell?
I get every holiday. I get a thing in the mail, like a magazine for them, where you can send
Yeah, there's no Harry and
fruit baskets and.
I thought they just
shit.
used to have like stupid like wedding gifts and shit.
No, it's not wedding gifts.
It's all like gourmet. It's like gourmet chips and shit.
Yeah. But in like basket form. But there's a store apparently. So I will be going down there. If there's something that you guys know about that you want me to get, like Corey's like, oh, they have awesome chips and salsa. I will get some for you while I'm there. Fair?
That's fine.
Okay.
Fail.
Fair.
As a matter of fact, too, the salsa they have, that should be
Art,
something that we eat on
Is
the
this
podcast.
Okay.
top ice cream thing, or are we reviewing
We're
stores?
moving along, and so now we're over to Nick. What's your number 5?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do the most basic of my ice creams is gonna be my fifth one. Which
Superman?
No. It's gonna Superman would probably make it at around number
might.
6. It'd be number
Okay.
6, but it'd be praline pecan.
Praline?
Praline.
I think you're
Praline?
I think you're talking about praline.
Nope. Mine's praline pecan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not
I'm
even
not sure with pralines. I've never heard that before.
Not even real.
Is that Australian?
Nope.
All right, my number 4, Cherry Garcia.
Here we go.
That almost made it to the list.
All right, that's fair. That's what these are about. It's a difference in taste, difference in favorites, but Ben and Jerry's.
Also, the name is very good too. So
Yeah. Oh, so good. Corey, your number 4.
number 4, Haagen-Dazs salted caramel cone.
Ah, Jewish ice cream, fantastic.
Is it Jewish?
No, it's German.
It's fucking good. I know that much.
What Haagen-Dazs? What?
Salted caramel,
Salted
caramel cone.
Okay.
So they actually like break up pieces of like a sugar cone.
Am I the only person in the world who has not gotten on board with the salted caramel train?
Clearly.
Drinks and coffees and ice cream and everything salted caramel. I'm like, I'm not impressed.
Oh, you're
It
definitely
might just
missing
be
out.
me.
I'm sorry. I can't get on board with any of the Ben and Jerry's. They're
Ben and Jerry?
very anti-law enforcement. They're very outspoken.
They are?
They're very outspoken about it.
They hate law enforcement?
They
are
literally
too-
on their website says, help us defund the police on their website.
But hold on. Defund the police is not I hate law enforcement.
Defund the police. We're not going to get in a political thing, but
Well,
Ben
I
and
think we
Jerry's
just did.
has been outspoken about not pro law enforcement. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay. I will do some research there because I would be shocked to find out that they hate law enforcement. That is a very...
hate is a strong word.
Well,
They are not pro law enforcement. That's what I'm going to leave it at.
that I would be shocked for. I will do my research, and if that is the case, I will stop eating Ben and Jerry's.
Okay.
Jerry's
But
Garcia out the
to
window.
be fair, defund the police is not. So I will do the research to go. Like I want to know what the story is behind that.
Yeah.
Clearly, you know more than I do. I will educate myself. Okay.
Number 3.
Doesn't mean they don't have good ice cream, though.
Well, it depends. If I shouldn't be eating the ice cream, I want to know that. So, my number 3 is Ben and Jerry's.
Wait, I haven't gotten to number 4 yet. So
Oh, sorry. I thought you did. I thought your
No.
favorite was Defund the Police by Ben and Jerry's.
no, it's
Tasty.
actually
That's so
called
good.
It's actually one of their flavors called Funk the Police by Ben and Jerry's.
Funko the Police.
Nope, just Funk the Police.
What's your number 4?
Crazy cartoons with Billy Clubs. My number 4 is going to be. So I would have to say, and it doesn't matter by the specific flavor, but it could be lime, it could be lemon, it could be orange, but it would be a basic sherbet.
See, now I was thinking about adding a sherbet to the list earlier, but technically, it's not ice cream.
Oh shit!
They're made
Here
the
we
same
go.
way. They have
Here it
cream. It's
Technically,
You know when you're watching an NHL game and John Scott just fucking throws the gloves down and you're like, okay, here we go.
Okay.
That's what I feel like is happening right here.
if you were to make ice cream and you were to make sherbet, they both have heavy cream and they both have sugar and they both have a way to cool it down to make ice crystals. So to me, cream and ice would constitute as an ice cream.
yeah, a Volkswagen and a Ford are also made very.
But if you put your head up the butcher's ass, you're not going to see it.
but they are not the same
He has
vehicle.
never seen Tommy Boy.
Yes,
just-
I did. Yeah,
no,
I did.
you have not.
Yeah, I did.
Bullshit. Who's in it?
I corrected
Who's in
him
it?
on the
Who's in
line.
it?
Dude,
Who's in it?
You have David Spade.
Yeah.
And you have Chris Farley.
And
I don't know.
come on, anybody
It's
can
been
name
like
that.
20 years since I've watched it.
Rob Lowe.
You were
I
not
corrected
impressed.
him on the line before
Okay.
you did.
All right.
But I'm just,
stand
I'm just
corrected.
saying, I don't think sherbet can fall as an ice cream.
We could do top 5 sherbets next week
That-
if you want.
Then, if that's the case, then we can throw sherbets out there.
I could switch it and call an audible and do
Yeah,
a
call an audible.
peanut butter
Totally
cup.
fine with that.
peanut butter cup, Reese's peanut butter
Strong
cup
choice.
All right.
Strong choice.
for number 4.
Get along with that.
Okay. My number 3. Sorry, Ben and Jerry's.
Well, I'm sure they all are.
No, they're not. Peanut butter fudge score. Sorry, I know they hate I know they hate cops, but it's
Well, you don't know that yet.
It's you're telling me that, so I assume that you wouldn't just give me a line of shit. But they're
Once again, they
peanut
are
butter
not
fudge core is
pro law enforcement.
peanut butter fudge core is so good. Peanut butter fudge core. Go ahead, Cory. Number 3.
Number 3, strawberry blizzard, from the old DQ.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
so-
to be
okay,
fair,
yeah,
that's not
now,
a type
it's
of ice
not
cream. That's blending
that's
of two different things. That's like saying, well, I want to go to the yogurt
This
place
is-
and get vanilla yogurt
He
with
might be
kiwi on top
he
of it.
He
No.
might have something there, sir.
That's
No,
way
that's
more.
not. If
That's
you're
way
gonna-
closer to ice cream.
That's
than,
not an ice cream
that
flavor.
may be true.
That's not an ice cream
That
flavor.
may be true. That it's closer. It's still not ice cream though.
It's not an ice cream flavor.
You can't buy it anywhere other than DQ, and it's not labeled as an ice cream.
It's a mixture.
It is a mixture.
I'm still sticking with strawberry blizzard.
You should, but should we ever do this
He
again?
should.
Well, because hey, look,
Way closer to ice cream
This
than
is not a
sherbet.
recurring segment.
No.
Let's talk about ice cream
It's
every week.
vanilla ice cream with additives is what it is.
We're not like every week we're talking about ice cream. So for now, you should absolutely stick with that. But going forward, I gotta disqualify DQ.
So as the Schnozzcast listeners are concerned, Cory likes a strawberry blended vanilla ice cream.
yes, That's probably accurate.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Okay, you're number 3, sir.
My number 3 is going to be from, and actually the next 3 that I have are going to be from the same place. And it's a place that after you go slightly past the Mason-Dixon going south, it's a place called Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams.
What?
Yep.
I think you just made that up.
Nope. Right after you go like south in Michigan into Ohio, there's a place
South in Michigan. Okay.
South in Michigan, you go
Are
past
you calling Ohio the South?
No, I'm
Okay.
saying south of Michigan border.
Yeah.
I got it for the first time in Nashville, which is the South.
Right. That also is south of Michigan, technically.
Yeah.
So,
basically, it's a company based on they use all Ohio dairy cows to make all their stuff like homemade. It's got no additives. It's all plain sugar, plain milk, plain heavy cream, everything. And then they add some of the best ingredients to their ice creams, and it's absolutely amazing. We had to stop when we were in Nashville. So number 3 is going to be, I would say it's a lemon lavender ice cream.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. I'm intrigued.
it's a light purple ice cream. It's only
You had my interest, but now you have my attention.
Oh my God. So if I can pull it up, I don't really know the basic ingredients.
I don't
of
know
it,
how to spell, but let me try to pull it.
it's very, very light.
Let me stab blindly at the keys until some ice cream stuff comes up. Lemon lavender. Well, you know what? Nick Bader is, if nothing else, let me just expound upon this for just a second. Nick Bader is, if nothing else, a man of the world. He's a chef. Some might call him a deputy.
Some may.
Deputy Dog, or Deputy Nick, as he's been come to be known. Someone who think about the friends that you have. Think about which of your friends is the friend that will always come up to you and go, "Hey, smell this." Hey, taste this.
And not give you his finger.
Hey, this is pretty amazing, isn't it?
Guess where
Guess
these
what
have
this
been.
is? Yeah, guess where this has been.
Oh.
That's Nick Bader. Man about town.
That's right. So yeah, but if you have a chance, it's very light. Amazing.
Lemon lavender.
It's amazing.
Okay.
It's I think it's called wild berry lavender, but it's just lemon and lavender.
But this is you have to go to Nashville to get it, right?
Well, they have locations south of Michigan. I know
Okay.
that.
So,
But
if
they're
they
all
look them up, if they're going to Google them, what would they look for?
Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams. And they're
Jenny.
Jenny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they pride themselves. They say they use all Ohio grass-fed
Ohio.
grass-fed dairy
Nashville.
cows. Well, it's a big flat state.
Fucking Ohio cows. If you hate Ohio cows, ignore everything you just said. Otherwise,
What about their livestock?
But it was amazing. So that's number 3. So
okay. Number 2, my dad loved it. It had to be in my top 5. Moose Tracks.
All right. I can get that.
Honestly, I didn't think I'd make it up until the second pick without someone else already picking it. In fact, I'm really kind of surprised that none of us have picked anything the other person picked. There's been no repeats thus
That's
far.
true.
But here we go. Cory's number 2.
My number 2, nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Vanilla.
Vanilla chocolate twist on a cone. Soft serve.
All right. Technically, that is ice cream. Nick, you got a problem with that?
say it again. I'm sorry.
Vanilla chocolate twist on an ice cream cone. Like if you went to, oh God,
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
for the audio listeners.
That's not a flavor. Those are
Nick
two
rolled his
different
eyes.
flavors.
Nick almost rolled the eyes out of the
Again.
sockets.
You're mixing ice creams. That's not a flavor.
How is vanilla and chocolate not a flavor?
Because they're two different spouts. You could pick chocolate or vanilla.
No, it's not two different
you're
spots.
mix-
It comes out of the same.
In Cory's defense, it is a product that you could get. Now you can't buy it at the store, But if you went to an ice cream purveyor, that's probably it's a
actually-
very widely available thing you can order.
And you can buy it at the store.
Okay.
Vanilla and chocolate?
Yeah.
You mean like where
Mixed
it's
together.
like a pint, it's like half vanilla, half chocolate?
No, it's just all
But
swirled together.
We're talking about a flavor. We're not talking about mixing 8
That's where I'm on the
together.
fence. Like, yes, we are talking about flavors.
If
but
you have to sit here
Look,
and home make vanilla ice cream, and then in a separate container home make chocolate ice cream, and then mix them, that's not a flavor. Chocolate's a flavor, and vanilla's a flavor.
But if
So,
you went to
but-
Jenny's Creations in
and-
Nashville, Tennessee, I'm sure there
So,
are
hang on.
flavors that are not just one flavor. They're probably a mix of like
what was your
strawberries and cream.
What
or
was your
whatever.
last one? Lavender and what?
Lemon and
It's
lavender.
the same.
That's two flavors.
It's
It
the
is-
same
that
ice
is-
cream.
But
So is chocolate and
No,
vanilla.
it's
when
not. They're made separately. You're not making lemon ice cream and lavender ice cream and mixing them. Is what I'm saying. It's all in one container. It's all.
but he can
mixed.
buy his in all in one
You
container.
can get it all in one container.
Okay.
You understand what he's saying? You can
Blizzards
get that.
and
It's not a blizzard.
Mixed
No.
cones.
I gave you your props in the blizzard. This is different. You can actually get that in a container.
Okay.
I would be more inclined to let that slide than the blizzard.
I think it's a legit pick.
But you also let the blizzard slide.
No, I gave him shit about the blizzard. I'm like,
And then you said, but I will allow it. That's what you absolutely said.
Well, we're now at 224, so
Okay.
I'm willing to let a lot of shit
Continuing.
slide. So Nick's number 2.
I need a lot more vape for this right now.
Go right ahead.
So anyhow, number 2 is going to be also from Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams, and it's actually a milk chocolate cayenne.
Nope, can't mix dairy and a seasoning together.
I looked at Cory and I'm like, 2 flavors.
Unfortunately,
you can't mix them.
unfortunately, Corey's comprehension has reached an all-time low.
You cannot.
So
you
it's
can-
not
you-
cayenne ice cream and chocolate ice cream being mixed and swirled together out of a dual-part gun. It's actually one ice cream.
Ladies and gentlemen, you would think that this would come to blows.
No.
But no. We're all brothers. We all love each other. This is we're just talking about ice cream. It's very low stakes.
Is it?
Oh, steak
I
ice
let
cream.
both of your shit slide. Don't give me.
I could
Come
do
on
steak
now.
ice cream. So anyhow, yeah. So basically,
Okay.
it's a milk chocolate ice cream that has a hint of cayenne to the back of the throat when you're eating it. It's actually it sounds disgusting, but it's really good.
I just want to say one thing, and I want to make you. I want you to think about this. Given Corey's last pick, can I order that? Does it come in a? Can I
It's
buy
all
it?
in one container.
So I can buy a container of that.
You can order online and get it right now.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, it's nothing that has to be swirled together.
Just checking.
Again, you can buy it in a container. You
Again,
can buy
so this top five is a rule when this is a very niche. It's a semi niche category that I clearly did not lay out ground rules for. So it's kind of anything goes, but that's fine. We're just gonna go. We're at the last one. So here's my number 1, and we're gonna go around, and then we're gonna bring this thing to a close because we don't want any pugilism going on here. Number 1 for me, best ice cream I ever had in my life. From Cold Stone, they have apple pie a la Cold Stone.
Can't do that. They mix that into the vanilla ice cream.
Wow, he's really butthurt about this.
He might have me on this one though, because I really can't defend it. I'm like, it's the greatest ice cream experience I've ever had. It's the greatest because they gave it to me at the end of it. I had a cone. And I
Yeah,
had
it's all
ice cream in
it's
it.
all mixed together.
Yeah, and it was graham crackers in it.
Nope.
And yes, absolutely. There was a ton of shit that wasn't ice cream in it.
Can't do that.
It was the single greatest ice cream cone I ever had in my life.
Against the rules.
All right, I can't defend that. I'm just
No, it's still ice cream though.
There was ice cream in it.
We'll let it slide.
thanks, man. I did let a couple things slide.
Yeah. I think mine was the only one that was not let slide.
Oh, not true.
No, that's true.
Not true.
It's very
Which one?
true. That I was not allowed to use sherbet.
Well, because
it's not ice cream.
It's cream and ice, but it's not ice cream, so we can't let it slide.
It's a different type
but two
of
different flavors of ice
it's
cream
a type of
making and
dessert.
saying that's my favorite flavor.
It's a type of dessert.
Okay.
I'll withdraw. I'll say it, but then I'll withdraw it. Cory, you're number 1.
Mint chocolate chip. That's
Yeah. Okay. That's strong.
It's
That's your
just-
number one. It's your favorite.
oh,
like,
dude, by far. If there's ever
so when you go to get ice cream, do you go? Do they have mint chocolate chip? If the answer is yes, is that what you get?
oh yeah, we went out to this place.
Do you even continue to look at the rest of the menu if once you see mint chocolate chip, you're like, or do you like, nope, that's it?
No, that's how I know it's my favorite ice cream because I will look at all the other different flavors and be like, well, that sounds good, but then when it comes down to it, I end up getting the mint chocolate chip.
Were you a big ice cream cake kid?
My parents did not always the ice cream cake, but there was like an ice cream cake roll.
Yeah, it's the half roll thing. It's an ice cream cake. You have to keep it cold.
Right, yeah, you have to keep it frozen. And which sucked because several birthdays I was told no.
I don't know why, but this is just I just
very
imagine
personal,
this is going to be very funny. I don't know why.
It's very personal.
I was told we had to wait till all the guests arrived
My
and it melted all over
parents-
the place.
No. The complete opposite. When I was asked, well, what ice cream cake do you want? I was like, oh, mint chocolate chip.
Nope.
I know. I was literally told no.
That's what you want? No, that's not what we're getting.
Not everyone likes that.
My mom actually told me no. Had Keegan go out and buy a chocolate chip one.
Why?
Brought it home. I was like, I thought it was my fucking birthday.
Why?
Because not everyone likes it.
Is that what she said?
That's exactly what she said. She's like,
But in that case, you buy the birthday boy a smaller version or his own.
The birthday boy has to get it.
Yeah, you get the vanilla one for everybody.
It's just a personal helping, so everyone else can have the shit that everyone else
that
likes.
is one birthday I will never forget. And
How old were you? What birthday was it?
This was last year.
Let's not worry about that.
This was 31. It was my 31st birthday.
But the next day, Alex actually showed up with a mint chocolate chip ice cream cake.
Wow.
roll. So I did get it the next day, but the day of my birthday, I was told no.
That seems like the kind of thing where, like, on your deathbed, when you're, how old do you think Cory's gonna be when he dies?
Mom, I forgive you.
No. How old do you think he's gonna be when he dies?
Like 43.
43. Okay,
Yeah.
so in a scant 10 years, when you're on your deathbed,
Sweet.
they'll be like, "Do you have any regrets, Cory?" He's like, "No, but I just want to say thanks to Alex for bringing me that mint chocolate chip."
Dude,
When I was
he
31.
he came through on that
Who was Alex? Your sister's boyfriend?
Keegan's boyfriend at the time.
at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
But
very
that's the
shocked.
kind of move.
Was
that
it like a
cements you,
secret,
though.
like underground kind of like, hey man, don't say anything to anybody else? But I brought
Yeah,
you
don't tell Keegan.
No, because like I said, it was the next day.
Yeah.
and I came home,
Right.
and it was just sitting in the freezer, and I was like,
But that really is readily available everywhere. I mean, Baskin Robbins.
Oh, yeah,
It's
no,
more the
yeah.
no, hold on. It's more the point.
It's
though.
a principle. Yeah.
It was the principle that was my birthday, and I was
absolutely.
asked what cake I
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah, if you ever, whether you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, if you have to go out and get what you want on your birthday by yourself with your own money, it's not the same.
Yeah,
It's a bunch of bullshit is what it is.
that was a painful one, but mint chocolate chip is still my favorite. So
Okay. Mr. Nick Bader, to close it out, your number one favorite ice cream.
So this comes with a recommendation from a stranger. So Tony and I were at the Lowe's Vanderbilt Hotel in Nashville on our trip, and we got into the car, and we knew nothing about the place I've been telling you about, Jenny's. And we got into like a porter service from the hotel, and we said, hey, can you take us downtown Nashville? Because it's about 15 minutes out. He's like, hey, yeah, we can do that. Y'all from around here? We're like, no, we're not from around here. Is there any place we need to go? Y'all heard of Jenny's? Splendid Ice Creams? I'm like, no, we haven't heard of that. Oh, you got to go, man. You got to go to Jenny's. They got
all sorts
and he's
of ice cream.
driving, and he's looking back. He's all of like 23, maybe 24, and he's like,
sir, can you take your hand out of your pants?
he goes, look, y'all.
I can't talk unless I turn the mic on.
He goes, they got an ice cream called Peaches and Biscuits.
That actually sounds amazing.
And he goes,
I would try that.
there are chunks of biscuits in the ice cream.
You don't.
He goes,
Is there?
he goes, listen, y'all. And he adjusted the rearview mirror, and he looked up. He goes,
That's why I had the apple pie a la Cold Stone. There's like graham
Don't
crackers in
steal
it.
my thunder.
I'm just saying, I totally get the biscuits thing.
And he goes,
I was just giving you a Nick situation there. That's how I was doing. I think it's fantastic.
he's like, yo, it's peaches. And there's biscuits, whole biscuits in the ice cream. And he's looking and we're like, oh, yeah, we got to stop there. So we did. So they describe it as
Peaches and biscuits?
buttermilk ice cream. Buttermilk ice cream, crumbled buttermilk homemade biscuits, and swirls of peach jam inside of a perfectly sweet cream biscuit and jam served throughout the South. Amazing.
I mean, only in the South.
It really is because it's not around here.
Well, there's no fried chicken anywhere in
But
that ice cream.
but the cool thing
is
is
amazing
that you can order these pints online and they send them to you in the mail. And my aunt's gotten some. We've tried the lavender. We've tried the peaches and biscuits. She's
Of course
like,
you
God,
have.
this is so good. So yeah, if you want to try, and on their website they have a shit ton. I mean, I know it's tantamount to pick of the week, but they have a shit ton of different ice creams that are all mixtures.
If you're ever in the mood to be real shameful at yourself.
Well, look, if Jenny's ice cream, Jenny's
Splendid
Ice Creams is listening, we'd be happy to sponsor you.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it was one of those places. You ever notice like a small town bakery or ice cream place where you walk in, or candy shop, where it's just that like sugar is just in the air and cream. Like when you walk in, you're like,
That's called pollution.
oh my God. Like you get instantly hungry when you walk in, like a Mackinac Island fudge shop when you walk in. You know what I mean?
That's horse shit you're smelling.
No.
Yes, it actually is.
No, that's outside.
There's mounds of horse shit outside of the Mackinac City fudge.
But it was in Romeo, and that's how, again, going back to the mint chocolate chip, there's a place out there that's just like that. It sells all homemade candy and homemade ice cream. And, I mean, they have flavors, again, kind of like Jenny's, that you would never see anywhere else.
Never think of.
But, again, went through them all, and I'm like, fuck, mint chocolate chip.
It's your staple. Well,
But I'm not going to lie. If they had peaches and biscuits, I'd probably forego the mint chocolate chip.
Ooh, yeah, who would turn down peaches and biscuits?
it is so
Kind of
weird
a
to
fucking
see
freak.
chunks of dough. Like
If anything,
you're like,
I'd be walking out of that ice cream parlor
Yeah.
with a cone of mint chocolate chip and a little cup of peaches and biscuits.
I get it.
on a waffle cone.
Can't let that go.
Right. All right, so that's top 5 for the week. Let me ask you this question before we bring this episode to a close.
Is it
get ready,
existential?
Corey, No, it's more top 5. Like I was trying to come up with different ideas for future segments of top 5. Are you guys too young to have ever to do like a top 5 comic strip choice?
Not too young. I just am not. Yeah, I've never looked at
Like we
comics.
talked about,
I'm not interested.
We talked about Far Side earlier. And
Yeah,
you
no,
knew
I
what
love
was talking
Far
about.
Side. Yeah.
But if I'd ask you to pick a top 5 comic strip where Far Side might be in the top 5, would you have a hard time finding 4 more?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, we
I'd
never
on the same
like
page
read
with
the
that.
funnies or anything like that.
Okay. I thought that might be the case.
No Dilberts or anything.
All right. Well, listen,
Dilbert is
we need to come up with some possible top 5 ideas for the weeks ahead. So if you've got any ideas, please email us at schnozzcast@gmail.com. That's Schnozzcast, SCHNOZZCAST@gmail.com, with any ideas you've got for what you'd like to hear for our top 5. Let's say it was our top 5 suicidal World War II artists, or our top 5,
Okay, that's
or our top 5 genealogists.
keep going.
Our top 5 gene therapy scientists.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Look, we'll take any suggestions you have. We'll take them.
We'll take anything.
It doesn't matter. So for
Spam email, whatever you have, send it to Schnozzcast
Forward it to us.
at
If
gmail.com.
you've
Bob
got-
has been
if you-
sitting, waiting for anything to come through to that email
for
address.
over a year. That's absolutely true. If you've got some gold you'd like us to invest in, or perhaps there's a prince in a castle somewhere that needs to be, you just need credit card numbers to get them released.
We'll fund them.
Yeah, absolutely. Send us the email.
Some Nigerian prince.
Just get
No
us
problem.
the goddamn email.
No problem. So let's bring this to a close. This is episode 84 for Schnozzcast. This is Bob signing off, saying thank you for joining. Nick?
Yeah, have a good night. Be good to yourselves and each other.
Cory?
Good night, everyone. See you on the next one.
Good night.